Okay, so bloodthirsty war hawk and senator who takes back shots from gigolos, Lady Graham, Lindsey, she has been all over this war with Iran. She has been all over every single show that she can get on. She's been put on her hat. I saw a clip of her with Maria Bartiromo where she was like, "Let me put on my make free Cuba or make Cuba great again hat or what." How many hats does she have? Like, I just at this point, we know you want to pull out a tiara, Lady Graham. So why don't you just do it, Lindsey?
What you said? Queen.
Right. All right. So this motherfucker, he's been talking about how, oh, I go to Israel every other 2 weeks, and I talk to Mossad agents, and I talk to, well, he doesn't say Mossad agents, but he talks to their government, and talks to like Bibi Netanyahu and sucks his dick. Well, okay, that doesn't happen, but maybe I don't know. Metaphorically happens, hyperbolically. Anyways, this motherfucker be talking about how he's going over this foreign country, asking this foreign country's government for information and ways to persuade his president into war with another country. That sounds like treason to me, but I don't know. I'm just a guy. Who knows? I in any other I mean, if it was any other country other than Israel in the US, if it was I was about to say if it was any other country, this would be like a humongous deal. But if it was any other country than Israel that Lady Graham was fucking colluding with, then it wouldn't be like it would have been dealt with immediately. It'd be a huge fucking deal. He'd be censored. He'd be forced to resign or impeached. Like, it, it makes absolutely no sense that this man can just blatantly admit to a ton of different outlets that he is going to a foreign nation every 2 weeks, going to their government, trying to persuade his president into a war. Like that. That's foreign interference. That's treason. No? Like, what are we why does why there's this like huge blind spot for the American electorate with one country. If it was like imagine if it was like Russia. I mean, there's a argument to be made that there are a few senators and Congress members who are anyways, if it was pretty much any other fucking country with this administration with Trump, he's like good friends with Putin. He loves Putin. Putin fucking hates him. Wants to embarrass him all the fucking time. But they're Putin friendly, this administration. So I'm sure you can get away with a lot right now. But like in any other administration or like anything, it's just like this should be a humongous fucking deal. Could you imagine if somebody was going to China, like if Bernie Sanders was going to China every 2 weeks, getting fucking information and ways to persuade the president on how to go to war or not go to war for Taiwan or like or do anything like it would be a huge fucking deal. Israel? Oh no. Go ahead. This makes no fucking sense. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? This is so fucking stupid. So, Lindsey Graham's quest to sell Trump on striking Iran. Few people lobbied Trump to undertake the riskiest gambit of his presidency as effectively as the hawkish and persistent Graham. The naggy little bitch. Can we bomb Iran? 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 Fuck you. Bloodthirsty war hawk fucking idiot. What the fuck is wrong with you, you fucking Cabbage Patch Kid looking motherfucker? Like, fuck you. Graham, who over a decade has held a sometimes close, sometimes tumultuous relationship with Trump, he goes back and forth faster than a metronome. Like that motherfucker will come out against Trump fervently. Like I am against Trump, against Trump. Like he was in 2015, and then when he got into the White House, he was like, "Oh, okay, I'm for Trump." And then when he did the January 6th, he was like, "Oh, I'm against Trump." And then when he started running again, he was like, "Oh," he was the first person to fucking endorse him. Like this motherfucker is a prostitute, and he is willing to sign up for anybody as long as they will be a fucking war hog neocon like him. Lindsey hasn't seen a fist fight he hasn't wanted to turn into a bomb and raid. Said Representative Tim Burchett. Senator Rand Paul said there should be a law passed on how often Graham goes to the White House or golfs with Trump. Jesus fucking Christ. Could you imagine? Oh, nightmare of a day. Going golfing with Lindsey Graham and Donald Trump. You aren't aware there's 18 holes. Oh my God. Hell on earth. Graham's effort to pull MAGA toward regime change was the quintessential political maneuvering beyond all political maneuvering, Paul said. I mean, not really. It's you're walking a lame duck off a high cliff that has a lot of warnings. Like it was. He's the easiest world leader to manipulate, probably in history. Mind you, he's demented. Like he has dementia. I'm fully fine with just saying it. He has dementia. There's no way he doesn't have dementia. His father died of dementia. The senator said he was already talking with Trump about further military interventions in Lebanon and potentially Cuba. Jesus fucking Christ. For why? Just because he likes to see brown people die. That's why. Which he said would happen soon. Oh my God. He wasn't particularly concerned about what was next in Iran, he said. Of course you're not. Because all you fucking care, this motherfucker, there's a whole lot of different things that go into this. He is a rapture prepper, which is a big part of it. He's a Christian Zionist. He believes that the Jews need to be in Israel and it needs to be greater Israel in order for the rapture to happen, the end times to be triggered. And the Archangel Michael will come down with his fucking horn and say, "All if you must pledge yourselves to Jesus Christ, and if you don't, you will be left behind or sent to hell." And all the Christian Zionists, which is a lot of the evangelical movement, is they know that the Jews are not going to accept Jesus Christ. They're going to want to continue their faith as Jews. So they know they're going to be left behind or sent to hell or whatever, left for the apocalypse. They don't give a fuck. As long as they get to go to heaven, they don't give a fuck. As long as they get raptured up, they do not care. And this motherfucker is a rapture prepper. He believes it. That's why he's so beholden to Israel. But it also there's so many different layers to this. He also has like a ton of fucking AIPAC money, which is another part of it. He's a huge fucking war hawk. He's never like these are Republican representatives and senators talking about him. Like Tim Burchett from Tennessee, he's a Republican. Said Lindsey hasn't seen a fist fight he hasn't wanted to turn into a bombing raid. Said Tim Burchett from Tennessee, Republican. And Rand Paul from Kentucky, said there should be a law passed on how often Graham goes to the White House or golfs with Trump. Graham's effort to pull MAGA toward regime change was the quintessential political maneuvering beyond all political maneuvering, Paul said. I mean, no, it wasn't. I mean, like I said, it's like taking candy from a baby. It's at this point with fucking Trump. But it's just like there are so many layers to this whole fucking thing. Like I said, There's the Christian evangelical Zionist part of him. There's the AIPAC funded nature of him. There's the war hawk part of him, which is evidenced by what I just showed you. And then there's also this part that we all fucking know, that this man gets his fucking pussy blown out by male prostitutes in Washington all the fucking time, and it'd probably be easy as fuck to compromise him, get some fucking camera footage or something. We all know, everybody knows. It's an open secret, and not even an open secret within like the administration or an open secret within the Republican base. It's an open secret around the world. Like that is, it's not a secret. Everybody knows. So at this point, the only person that cares is him. So they could very much have some like very easily obtainable blackmail. All they would have to do is send a male honeypot. It'd be pretty easy. Fairly fucking simple. In the White House, some military advisors warned Trump against the conflict, a group that Graham referred to as the non-entanglement crowd. No, they're actually military advisors. You're just a senator from Carolina, or one of the Carolinas, I don't remember. Which, how the fuck is this helping any of your constituents? Lindsey? Like, what is going on? You bloodthirsty fuck? What is wrong with you? War in Iran, you're over here cheerleading, let's go invade Cuba, blah, blah, blah. $1 billion every single day is being wasted on this war in Iran. How the fuck is that helping your constituents? I'll wait. Fuck. Graham said betting on Trump's second term was worth it for the president's military interventions alone. What did he achieve? What did he achieve in Venezuela? What did he achieve? He kidnapped Maduro. The regime stayed in place. I mean, now you have somebody who's more sympathetic. Do you let you steal some of the oil? Like, what? Fuck? In the first term, Graham said Trump probably wouldn't have bombed Iran. He didn't have as much confidence in the military. Really? Really? Because my biggest criticism of Barack Obama is that he took actions in the drone war, which I believe to be war crimes. And so he set the record for the most amount of drone strikes that a U.S. president had ever done, only to be immediately broken by Donald J. Trump. He increased the drone war by 430%. Over 430%. He didn't trust the military? What are you talking about? He had Qasem Soleimani murdered. He ripped up the Iran nuclear deal. He put the sanctions back on Cuba. He ruined the fucking good relationship that Obama had fostered with Cuba. He ripped up the two best things that Obama did. He immediately ripped them up. Like, there's a long fucking list of reasons I could tell you that's bullshit. The fuck are you talking about? He didn't have as much knowledge about how the world worked? Damn. Still doesn't. You don't either. He said second term Trump has different instincts than first term Trump, Graham said. No. He has less. It's not that he has different instincts. He has less instincts. He is just a gelatinous blob sitting there, shitting his pants, ranting about things that happened 8 years ago. Like, he is not well. He does not have any instincts. Like he just stinks. Like he is in stink. Other Republican presidents wouldn't have greenlighted the Iran operation either. He said something that he keeps reminding Trump of. That just goes to show you how stupid what you did was. Benjamin Netanyahu has been fear-mongering and warmongering about Iran for 40 years, 4 decades. We have video history of it for at least 3. Every single president, every single Republican, every single Democrat has said, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I'm not bombing them. They don't have nuclear weapons. Not this one. This one was dumb enough to say, yeah, let's go. And now you are in your second week of this war that's costing you $1 billion every single day. There's no end in sight. You have no plan at all. There was no fucking plan. He keeps on fear-mongering about boots on the ground. They're building up the presence in the region right now. This was so stupid. Like there's a reason no other fucking president did it. It's because it was a dumbass fucking idea. Look where it got you. You couldn't get any. Like, what did you get? Ayatollah Khamenei was replaced with Ayatollah Khamenei. Wow. Great job. Really did a great job, Lindsay. What? Help make the case on Iran. Graham traveled several times to Israel in recent weeks. Huh? What? Oh. Okay. What? What? This is so weird. This is not normal. That's not a normal thing for a United States representative to do. Not at all. Just not forgive me. That's not a normal thing for a politician to do, period. That's just not normal. Lady Graham traveled several times to Israel in recent weeks, meeting with members of the country's intelligence agency. They'll tell me things our own government won't tell me. So, also, this is the intelligence agency that has a humongous history of just lying on a daily basis. Blatantly egregious lies, but if you this is the country's intelligence agency is Mossad. So this a United States representative from any country, let's just say a politician. He's a senator, which is pretty high up. But okay. He's going to meet with a foreign country's intelligence agency to learn information that he does not have a clearance for, or security clearance for, or he's not privy to persuade the president into this war with Iran that only this country, that same foreign country wants, who also funds that same politician to the tune of millions of dollars. Treason. Traitor. Lock him up. Bye-bye. What's going on? What? He said he spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, coaching him on how to lobby the president for action. I'm sorry. What? Oh, okay. But also, no. What the fuck are you talking about? Coaching him on how to lobby the president for action? So he's going to a foreign country, meeting with the intelligence agency to get information in order to persuade Donald Trump. Also going to their leader, talking to him, trying to like get information and how ways to persuade the president into going to war with a country that they lie about all the time. The same prime minister who has a 40-year history of lying about this same country that he wants to go to war with. Netanyahu showed the president intelligence that persuaded Trump to go ahead, Graham said. What does that mean? Netanyahu showed the president intelligence that persuaded Trump to go ahead, Graham said. So, what intelligence? What intelligence did you see? Because I would love to see it. Because every leak that we've gotten and everything that we have gotten to see has shown quite the opposite. That there was no reason to attack at all. Everybody, all of your advisors actually advised against it. Warned you it'd be for naught. Like, what are we... So what did they show you? This is what... You can call me conspiracy theorist. This is why I feel like this motherfucker is compromised by Israel. We know he's probably compromised by Israel. We know that Jeffrey Epstein worked for Israeli intelligence. Jack Cocchiarella was on I've Had It today, and he made a really good point. He said, in everything that we've seen so far, we've yet to see a ton of evidence of where Jeffrey Epstein was blackmailing people directly. We know that he was collecting the evidence, but we don't see a lot of him actually like blackmailing people. Like, we obviously he's procuring it. Somebody's blackmailing the people with, or going to blackmail the people. So it begs the question that, like, if he's not doing it, who is? Obviously he's like gathering intelligence and blackmail and giving it to somebody else to blackmail people with. And he works for Israeli intelligence also. We have evidence now that, like, Jeffrey Epstein's own emails that say Trump was at my house with a victim in 2011, victim's name redacted, for hours. The entire place was bugged. There was cameras everywhere. You can see them, like in the pictures that were released of the New York townhouse, or the, what is it called? Brownstone. So it leads me to believe, like, that at least a part of this is that Benjamin Netanyahu has compromising material on Donald Trump, particularly with underage girls. If I think you are plainly stupid to not at least consider it. To wave it off as a conspiracy theory is absolutely fucking stupid. Graham also talked to... Oh my God. So Lindsey Graham also talked to the Saudi crown prince. Mind you, what was it, like 14 or 19 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia? Anyways, make sure he was aware. My God, so he's literally going around and warning all your allies. I went to MDS to say, okay, I think this is going down. What a drama queen. I guess he was right. What a gossipy little bitch. You fucking fairy. Fuck you. Graham has a long-awaited regime change in Iran, but has never had a president willing to go as far as Trump in 2015. Could you imagine that being like you're a politician and what you're going to be remembered for is like, he lobbied for years to go to war with this country that had posed no threat to us. Yep. That's his legacy. Oh, and getting his pussy blown out by male prostitutes on Grindr. But that's a story for another day. Graham sharply criticized Trump over the riot by Trump's supporters on January 6, 2021 at the Capitol. And they were even, didn't Lindsey Graham like run for, Trump famously read Graham's cell phone number on the stage after Graham called him a jackass. Didn't he run for president in 2015 in like the primary? And like they were like going back and forth. I swear to God he did. Or maybe I'm like going crazy. I don't remember. I was 15. So Graham came back to Trump in part because he wanted to shape his foreign policy thinking against isolationist figures in MAGA, aka Trump, originally. Like the policies that Trump ran on both times, being anti-war. Like I said, he increased the drone war by 431% in his first term. Anti-war. Going back to Trump before others did, exactly. He was one of the first people to endorse him. After January 6th, he said gave him more leverage on foreign policy. So yeah, he figured out how to fucking brown nose Donald Trump. Stick his whole fucking head in the diaper and just brown nose. On Iran, Graham likened Iran's leader to Adolf. Oh my God. You likened Iran's leader to Adolf Hitler. I think a lot of these politicians operate on this assumption, or well, they kind of just take advantage of the fact that a lot of the American electorate are pretty uneducated when it comes to Middle Eastern countries, and they run on this operate like this assumption. Like I think a lot of people run on the assumption that like it's all the same. A lot of those countries, oh, it's just the same, and it's all repressive. It's all like the Taliban and Afghanistan, and that's not the truth. To say it's not repressive would be just a blatant lie, but there are varying levels of the repressive nature of these regimes, and it is not. There's not 20 Afghanistans over there. You know what I mean? It's a very large region with a vast difference in cultures. And just because they share some similarities within religions and even, but there are different sects. There are through lines throughout, but like there's so many differences. Iran is an extremely educated country. Uh, when we're talking about education, especially through the lens of female repression, which is something that gets talked about all the time by Republicans and liberals, the majority of college graduates in Iran are women. And I'm not sitting here saying that it's this utopia for women. They are definitely treated as second class in that within that country and within that system, but it's nowhere near as repressive as one might think when people generalize the Middle East. It's a, like I said, a very big region, and there are vast differences. Like, and not only that, there's like it's a completely different terrain than what the American army is used to, like the military is used to. Uh, it's a mountainous region with a lot of like grassy plains and like it's not the desert or the like what a lot of them are used to. So it's you have to take into account that like this region is not completely homogenous, like, and it differs vastly. And you cannot believe these motherfuckers when they just say, oh, it's repressive, oh, we're going to liberate them, blah 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 blah. First of all, liberation through bombing is an oxymoron, a huge one. You can, oh, we're gonna bomb you, don't you feel so free? Don't you feel so liberated and free? We bombed you. We've been carpet bombing you for over a week now. Don't you feel so free? Don't you feel so free? Mind you, Ayatollah Khamenei's son, Ayatollah Khamenei, he is even more hardline than his father is. So it's like you came up with an even worse outcome. Likened Iran's leader to Adolf Hitler. Okay, that's another thing. I went on that tangent. You're invading people. You bombed 8 or 9 countries so far this year. You've killed over 150 people in the Caribbean in fishing boats. You assassinated a sovereign nation's supreme leader. You abducted a sovereign nation's leader. You are working with and have funded the genocide being committed by Israel. You sent all the weapons. Like, honey, Trump is like, you are Germany and Japan this time. You are not the allies in this situation, Hanny. He told Trump that Iran was in a historically weak position. You're in a historically weak position, bitch. The fuck? Your Pentagon has failed, like, I want to say like 6 or 7, I think it was 6 of your past audits. Almost like 2/3 of the money was missing the past time, like, just unaccounted for. Your military is antiquated and expensive as fuck, and you have specific contracts with these monopolized companies that charge you an arm and a leg for equipment that is prepared for war in 2005. You're not doing well. You are pretty historically weak right now. Not only that, you have an imbecile, a buffoon for a president. They talked about the regime's efforts to assassinate Trump in 20... Huh? Huh? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The regime's... What are you talking about? What? Huh? Sorry, wait, what? Are we really the Trump supporter? The former Trump supporter? Who shot him in the ear, allegedly? Are we talking about that? Oh, Lindsay. You're really gonna you're really gonna try and sell that one? You old queen, shut the fuck up. He reminded Trump about ripping up Obama's Iran nuclear deal. This was Trump's moment to make history. Graham argued to the president. Oh my God. This is, yeah, you're making history. Not great history. I'll be starting World War III, and here you are, cheerleading it. Jesus fuck. Graham said he first brought up Iran to Trump during the presidential transition over a round of golf. What the fuck? Telling him Iran would always be an impediment to normalizing relationships in the region. So if he gets to play a round of golf with the fucking president all the fucking time, are other senators getting to play? Are Democratic senators getting to play golf with the president all the fucking time? Like, are they getting to meet with him to discuss their wants and needs? What their constituents want? What the American people want? Last I checked, you're the president of the United States, not the president of the Republican Party. You dipshit Nazi fuck. Telling Trump Iran would always be an impediment to normalizing relationships in the region. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? For Israel? Do you mean for Israel? Oh. Maybe because they're committing a genocide. They keep on bombing Lebanon. Like, they're trying to go the whole region into a fucking war. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? For months, Graham worked at the issue. Oh my God. At times, irritating senior White House aides. Well, get him the fuck out. Tell him he can't come. Bye. Shoo. One called for him an annoying, crazy uncle. Oh my God. My annoying, crazy uncle is not a bloodthirsty war hawk cheerleading the deaths of thousands of people. He kept showing up at Trump's Florida clubs. Fuck. This fucking bitch. Like a fly on shit. Like, yeah, go away. As other aides, including Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff, pushed like negotiations, Graham pushed for regime change. Even the Russian asset was like, no, let's just like do negotiations. They're not trying to buy a house, they're trying to burn your house down. They don't want a deal. What? They're not trying to buy a house, they are trying to burn your house down. That makes no fucking sense. No, they weren't. All the intelligence that we've had and that has been leaked and everything that we've seen shows extremely clearly that they had no plan of bombing America, any American bases, or Israel. And they capitulated to all your demands. And a few hours later, they got hit by bombs, assassinating the supreme leader. You went and burnt their house down. You pussy. The fuck? Many inside the president's orbit have worried about what's next for the U.S. in Iran, and Trump has articulated different visions for the country. They worry about how to find an off-ramp. Graham said he wasn't concerned about that. This bloodthirsty warhawk, he just wants the destruction. He doesn't care about how to get solved. He just wants. I'm speechless. I'm sorry. I'm not concerned about that. You piece of shit. So you are all concerned about them getting bombed. You want them to be bombed. You want the destruction. You want the Ayatollah to be assassinated. You want the destruction, the death. But then you don't care about how it gets solved or how there's an end to this chaos. You are the purest piece of shit on earth. Go to hell. Instead, when Trump called Graham this week to praise the television appearance, oh my God, really? Really? Oh my God. Appearances supportive of the war, Graham saw an opportunity. The senator said he pitched Trump on bombing Iranian and Hezbollah elements in Lebanon. What? Why? What? Why? What do they have to do with you? Operation Semper Fi, he called it, in honor of the 1983 bombing. Oh my God. Are we serious? Are we serious? 17 years before I was even born? I'm turning 26 this year? Bruh. My God. Why are we still talking about things that happened in the fucking 80s? In honor of the 1983 bombing of the U.S. Marine Corps barracks in Beirut that killed 241 American personnel, arguing that Trump could go even further than former President Ronald Reagan. Oh my God. That fuck? Jesus fucking Christ. I'm so tired of him getting fucking praised. Like, Lindsey Graham, you should be not talking about fucking President Ronald Reagan. That motherfucker would have let you die in a hospital bed with nobody coming to visit you because he did not give a fuck about our community being, well, it's not our community. You don't get to be a part of it. Even if you do come out, one day you will never be part of the community. You are a bitch. You are the worst type of person on earth, and you will never, ever, ever get an ounce of community from queer people. Fuck you. But you should not like Ronald Reagan because, hello, All those male gigolos, they would have been there. They all would have been getting killed in the AIDS epidemic by Ronald Reagan. Like, the fuck you. What I don't understand is why more people don't do. Oh my God. What I don't understand is why more people don't do it, Graham said. Try to shape these events. This is a moment of world history here. Just jump in the deep end of the pool. Motherfucker. Because nobody wants to be fucking Joseph Goebbels, you piece of shit. What are you talking about? You will be. You're making sure that you will be in the history books, not for a good reason, Lady Graham. You will be remembered for being a
What you said? Queen.
who gets his pussy blown out every other fucking night on Grindr from male prostitutes in Washington, while you have cheerlead World War III. Like, fuck you, you piece of shit. So Trump ally Lindsey Graham issues threat to Saudi Arabia over Iran war. So now he was just in Saudi Arabia talking to MBS last week, sitting pretty gossiping. Oh, we're gonna bomb them. I think this is gonna happen. Lindsey. Senator Lindsey Graham on Monday questioned whether the United States should honor a long-sought defense agreement with Saudi Arabia, saying the kingdom's refusal to join military operations against. Oh my God, I forgot what the reason was. Operations against Iran made the partnership difficult to justify, given that Americans were dying in a war Graham himself helped push the Trump administration to start. This motherfucker is lobbied. We literally just went through an entire article about how he lobbied, went to a different fucking country, met with their intelligence, their prime minister, to lobby the president into this war, this illegal and offensive war against a country that did not attack you, had no plans of attacking you, capitulated to all your demands, like had no intention of building a nuclear weapon. And now the fact that the other people in the region are not jumping in to help you is an issue. Gee, I wonder why, Lindsey. I wonder why they don't want to start a war with Iran. What? Are you dumb? Well, yes. But are you medically stupid? This is your fault. Mind you, he's the reason why we're here. Like, hello? In a post on X, Graham said the American embassy in Riyadh was being evacuated due to sustained Iranian attacks on Saudi soil and expressed frustration that Riyadh had declined to participate militarily despite what he described as a shared interest in defeating Iran. What are you talking about? It's not a shared interest. They're just allies within Israel. That's not an interest for them. That's just an interest for Israel. That's what you mean. It's an interest for Israel, and they're an ally for Israel. Like that's what you fucking mean.
What you said? Queen.
Americans are dying, and the U.S. is spending billions to dislodge the terrorist. Oh my God. The terrorist Iranian regime, he wrote. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia seems to be. It's so insane. So insane that he's talking about a terrorist regime in reference to Iran, and in the same breath is talking about Saudi Arabia as an ally. The war on terror was kicked off by an attack that was funded by Saudi Arabia that had 14 out of 19, was it? I don't remember the number exactly, but Saudi Arabians were the hijackers of 9/11. The majority of the hijackers on 9/11 were Saudi Arabians. funded by Saudi Arabia. They still fund terrorists all over the world. They still fund militias and terrorists all over the fucking world. And not only that, the country runs on slaves. What are we talking about? Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia seems to be issuing statements and doing things in the background that are marginally helpful. Shut up, bitch. He extended the pressure to the broader region. Hopefully, Gulf Cooperation Council countries will get more involved as this fight is in their backyard. No, it's not in their backyard. I'm so tired of that fucking nonsense. That's your fucking neighbor. Like, what are you talking about? That's not your backyard. Venezuela is not your backyard. That's a neighboring nation. What are you talking about? The post ended with a veiled threat. If not, consequences will follow. And what exactly are you going to do? What are you going to do? What power do you have? Riyadh has been on the hunt because record scratch. Like, if you think that you have more pull over Donald Trump than Saudi Arabia does, the people funding all of his shit and all of the deals that are going through in America right now, especially with AI, the Ellisons did a split deal with them. Like, there's so much shit being funded by Saudi Arabia right now. They're the only people that have actually like signed on to do a real like trade deal where they like pledge to invest. That motherfucker, all he gives a fuck is about that green. He does not give a fuck about you, Lindsey. You are a bitch. The fuck? Riyadh has been on the hunt for a formal U.S. security guarantee modeled on Washington's treaty with Japan. Oh my god. That would commit the United States to help defend the kingdom against external attack. Why? Everybody needs to just move away from that. Everybody just get your own nukes. Everybody get nukes. That's the only thing that will actually protect you. And even if you get like this a security guarantee model with Washington, with a treaty with Washington, so that it'll help defend you, girl. Did you not see what just happened in Ukraine? They pledged to defend them too. How well that's going. Not saying that I want that, but that was, I'm pretty sure, in exchange for not having a nuclear weapon. I would have just let them have a nuclear weapon. But you need to be this international cop and insert yourselves all around the world. So you didn't let them. Then once this war actually happened, you have barely helped them to the extent that you said you would. But, which is, so like, I don't understand what the fuck Saudi Arabia thinks they're getting, like what guarantee you're actually going to get from America. Like, girl, just get a nuke. That's such a crazy thing to just be like, no, just get a nuke. But like, seriously, if Iran had a nuke, they would not have been invaded. The war would not have been started. If Gaddafi hadn't got rid of his nukes, then he wouldn't have been overthrown and raped in the street with a fucking knife sword. What's those things called? It's been a while since I saw that video. A bayonet, those things, like on the end of a gun, like the gun, those like sword gun things. Sorry, I'm gay. Well, actually, the lesbians would know. Sorry. But anyways. And the perfect example is Kim Jong-un. That motherfucker is sitting over there, fat and pretty, and, well, he's not pretty, but he's sitting there fat and plump over in North Korea, chilling. Bing chilling. He is chilling over there. He has nukes. Nobody's invaded him. Some of the worst human rights violations in the world go on in North Korea. Nobody's invaded them. Kim Jong-il lived a long life. Kim Jong-il lived a long life. Kim Jong-un is probably going to live a long life. Nobody's even talking about invading them because they have nukes. Like at this point, it is the only sure way to actually be able to defend yourself and to have a sovereign nation, because there is no surefire way. Like the U.S. has proven itself to just be a giant shit show militarily, and it has largely been like a house of cards or paper tiger, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for the past 15 years at least. Like I mean, even when you go back to like the what did you achieve in Afghanistan? Nothing. What did you achieve in Iraq other than destruction? Nothing. Like you lost the war in Iraq. You lost the war in Vietnam. You achieved nothing in Afghanistan. You destroyed Libya. You funded a genocide in Gaza. You have a terrible fucking track record with these things. If we're keeping score here, we're not doing very well. So and haven't been doing well for a while. So I don't know if you are this huge fucking threat that you've been propping yourselves up to be for so long. In May 2025, the Trump administration described a $142 billion arms package with Riyadh as the largest defense cooperation agreement in U.S. history, and in November it granted the kingdom major non-NATO ally status, a broader binding mutual defense pact. However, it remains unsigned, as does every single trade deal. Like, I have yet to see a trade, like a solid trade deal in writing, inked, signed by both parties. Like, I don't think I've seen one. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, but like, Lindsey Graham's threat carries weight less because of any direct leverage he holds over Riyadh, and more because of the geopolitical influence he has demonstrated over the administration that has started this war. That's fair. It does have weight because of like what he has played a role in, like this, like propaganda, basically propagandizing the president and like convincing him to go to war. But at the same time, like I said, all Trump cares about is money. The only thing that he actually truly fucking cares about is money, and also like publicity, popularity to an extent. And he cares about that. He cares about money way more than he cares about fucking Israel. What the fuck they want, unless they actually do have compromising information on him, and they're using that to blackmail him into this war, like strong harm. We don't know, but it's a very like it's a very high possibility, I think. All right, so last one. This fucking old queen, this fucking bitch, this dumb old fucking pussy, Monchichi looking fucking ass. Fuck you, you boob. Fuck him. So even some of President Donald Trump's most hawkish allies are beginning to sound uneasy about the widening conflict with Iran. In a post on X on Sunday, South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham urged U.S. ally Israel to be more cautious after the country bombed 30 Iranian fuel depots on Saturday in a move sure to spook oil markets and spike energy prices. So, yes, you heard that correctly. This motherfucker is urging the U.S. ally Israel to be more cautious after they bombed 30 Iranian fuel depots, a move sure to spook oil markets and spike energy prices. There was no urge to caution when a elementary school full of over 175 people, mainly little girls between the ages of 7 and 12, there was no urge to caution then when they were bombed, slaughtered. There was no urge to caution when Nilafar Square was bombed. There's been no urge to caution when the entirety of Tehran has been carpet bombed for well over a week. But the minute the fuel depots get attacked, then Lady Graham has to speak up. The lives, oh, those, they don't matter. The oil, that's what matters here. Over 1,500 Iranians are dead. A couple hundred people from Lebanon are dead. Dozens more from around the region. Like, already 8 U.S. soldiers have been murdered in this war because of Donald Trump, Bibi Netanyahu, and bitch-ass Lady Graham. So he goes on. Our allies in Israel have shown amazing capability when it comes to collapsing the murderous regime in Iran. But he's such a piece of shit. America is most appreciative of... No, America is not most appreciative. You don't speak for America. MAGA is 77 million people, which by my counting is like, what, like a quarter of the fucking country? And it's the approval rating for this war among MAGA isn't even 100%. So you don't speak for anybody. Fuck you. And the reasons, and if we actually went and told them the reasons that you say we need to go to fucking war, like it's a holy war, I think some of them would be like, wait, what? There's a large part of the base, evangelical white people, that will be like, oh, yes, 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 it is a holy war. But there is a part of the base that will be like, oh, what? And then wait, we're signing up to go to war for Israel? Wait, what? This fucking piece of shit. And then there is like, I don't know what, like the majority of the country, which is like, I don't know, 70% or more that are not approving of this war. Lowest approval rating for a conflict going into it ever. It's the lowest approval rating pretty much ever, lower than the approval rating at the end of the Vietnam War. So if you can just go to think how unpopular the Vietnam War was by the end of it. This is less popular. And it's only going to continue getting less and less popular as the time goes on. $1 billion are being wasted every single day on this war. So he goes on, Lady Graham says, however, there will be a day soon that the Iranian people will be in charge of their own fate, not the murderous Ayatollah's regime. Jesus Christ, you murderous. Motherfucker, you're salivating. You were salivating for months and months and months at the prospect of going to war and bombing this country of 90 million people. A city that is jam-packed full of 10 million people in Tehran. It is a densely populated area. And you are over here cheerleading it, being carpet bombed. You are a bloodthirsty, murderous pig. The fuck is wrong with you, you fucking warthog? In that regard, please be cautious when what targets you select. Yeah, not the oil. You can bomb whoever else, though. I don't really care. And I don't care how we have an end ramp. I don't care how we have a end ramp off of this. Our goal is to liberate the Iranian people. Oh my god. I'm so tired. We're liberating you. Bombs drop. Don't you feel so free? Why aren't you appreciative of the bombs I'm dropping on you? Oh, you just saw your friend's head get blown off? Don't you feel free? What are we doing? What are we doing? A liberation bombing? What? Liberate the people in a fashion that does not cripple their chance to start a new and better life when this regime collapses? Jesus fucking Christ. So why didn't you speak up when they were bombing all of the opposition leaders and any other former leaders, presidents within the country, and bombing anybody that could take place of the Ayatollah. Like, why didn't you speak up then? Right. You don't give a fuck about the people having a fucking leader in the people having a democracy and fucking taking over fucking industries and fucking like you only care about the oil because you want to fucking steal it for the fucking people that have lobbied you because you probably have tons of fucking money from the oil pack. Not only that, you probably have not probably, I know for a fact you have millions and millions of dollars from APAC, and they probably have, like I said, tons of compromising information on you, getting your ass blown out, just back shots all day, every day. Male prostitutes, making those APAC millions rain on those. Well, I think we all know you're a bottom. The oil economy of Iran will be essential to that endeavor. And a knife is going to be essential to the endeavor of me stabbing you. Fuck you. Piece of shit. Oh my god. This is going to go down in the history books. This picture, not only that, the picture of this cuck ass pushing the fucking chair in for fucking Nazi Yahoo, that was disgusting. Also, getting on his knees for Putin, like clapping like a seal. Bitch ass. These things. Axis of evil, bitch. The axis of evil, right there. Kyle Kalinske has been calling it the axis of Epstein. On Fox News Sunday morning, Futures with Maria Bartiromo. Maria Bartiromo, Lindsey Graham, who has long advocated for military action against Iran, gushed. Great word. We're going to blow the hell out of these people. And he has the nerve to call the Ayatollah murderous. The Ayatollah didn't start any wars. Last time I checked. He didn't abduct a sovereign nation's leader. I don't remember him assassinating any presidents or anything. Here you are, gushing, cheerleading, just over the fucking moon, salivating at the idea of brown people getting bombed. You are a piece of shit. You Islamophobic fucking idiot. You goddamn.
What she said? Queen.
Oh. Graham, who played a key role in urging Trump to strike Iran, also showered the president with praise. Of course he did, because he's a fucking brown-noser. He's a piece of fucking shit. Donald Trump is resetting the world in a way nobody could have dreamed of a year ago. Yeah. He's starting World War III. He's the greatest commander-in-chief of all time. What the fuck are you talking about? Bitch, read a book. Jesus. Can you read? Can you? Quickly. Our military is the best of all time. No, it's not. It's just not. It quite simply is not. Quite simply is not. Iran is going down and Cuba is next. What? What is with him? What are you, a fucking shark? You smell blood in the fucking water? The fuck? More like a dolphin. Gay and rapey. Anyways. Graham has also rejected the idea that U.S. would be responsible for rebuilding Iran after military action, telling NBC's Meet the Press last week, you know, this idea, you break it, you own it, I don't buy that one bit. So what he just said was, if you illegally offensively start a war and destroy a country, it's not your job to help rebuild it. I don't buy that one bit. This piece of shit. This. Look, you murderous, bloodthirsty, warmonger asshole who spends his spare time getting his hole blown out by male gigolos all the fucking time. Male gigolos is a oxymoron. By prostitutes all the fucking time with their big tits getting your fucking ass blown out. I'm sure you're fucking getting fisted. You fucking love it. You goddamn fairy. You queer ass.
What you said? Queen.
Jesus. He added, this is not Iraq. Yeah, we know. It's twice the size, with a much larger population, which is much more educated, much more, the regime is much more systemized and constructed. Like, we know. But you're playing it the exact same fucking way. This is not Germany. This is not Japan. You're right. You are. You are. You are. You and Israel are. America and Israel are now Germany and Japan. We're going to free the people from a terrorist regime, but we're not going to help them rebuild after carpet bombing them for weeks and weeks on end, and there's still no end in sight. Iran was struck a humongous amount of times a day. Like, they were getting pummeled all day. Graham also argued that having a detailed post-war strategy for Iran isn't the president's responsibility. So you can just go around the world destroying countries, assassinating their leader, assassinating most of their government, destroying people, bombing their schools, hospitals, civilian centers, and you could just walk away and, oh, all done. That's all we needed to do. That's all we needed. That's all we wanted. Well, you better give us your oil. You need a straitjacket in a padded room. The fuck? It's not his job or my job to do this. How many times do I have to tell you? Oh my god. This sassy little
Queen.
Our job is to make sure Iran is no longer the largest state sponsor of terrorism, to help the people reconstruct a new government. No boots on the ground, he said. So why is military presence in the area being built up right now? Huh? Why does Trump keep threatening boots on the ground? Keep talking about boots on the ground? Think he won't rule it out? Think it's a possibility? Why won't Caroline Leavitt rule out a draft? Crazy. 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 I'm Canadian, and Canada does not have a draft since World War II. And even then, a lot of people got held back. Like, it wasn't even, like, we don't have a huge population, and there was a lot of, like, my great-grandfather, his position, it would have taken, like, a few years or more to, like, actually get the experience and knowledge that you needed to actually do it. So it just wouldn't have worked. When women came into the workforce in that time, especially in the industrial workforce, you couldn't just come straight into certain jobs. Like, there had to be like a transitional period, and if that transitional period was too long and too costly, you just would not get sent. And so my great grandfather got held back from World War II. So our draft wasn't even fully encompassing. Like, a lot of people got held back, and we have not had one since then. Thank God. Jeez. All right, so this motherfucker has no. He says no. Let's listen to him on Maria Bartiromo. Only a 3-minute clip.
One. one, how are you going to better secure the Strait of Hormuz so that we don't see more spikes in the price of oil? Number two, are you telling us you want the United Arab Emirates and the Saudis to lash out and strike Iran right now?
I want them to get in the fight. We sell them weapons. Iran is striking their country. They have good capability. About the Strait of Hormuz, what if the regime fell? Then you never had anybody in Iran in the future that wants to close the strait. What if you had Iran with people who don't want to build a nuclear weapon to kill us all? What if you had Iran in the future that doesn't support Hezbollah, Hamas?
Does he have marbles in his mouth? Did you guys see that clip of him a couple weeks ago? Like, it was maybe like a month ago. I don't even know at this time. At this point, like, time has gotten so crazy. But he was sloshed on a Fox News interview one time, and he just said Hezbollah, and he's been like slurring, like, and
And the Houthis. That's where we're.
what did he just say? What did he just say?
What if you had Iran with people who don't want to build a nuclear weapon to kill us all? What if you had Iran in the future that doesn't support Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis? That's where we're.
Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis. Who are the Houthis? The Houthis? Are we looking for the blowfish too? Like, what? Wait. The Houthis? The Hooters? The Houthis? The who, what, where, when, why? The who, what, where, when, the who, what now? Is he drunk on primetime TV with Maria Bartiromo? How déclassé.
Headed. Donald J. Trump is going to bring this terrorist regime down. We're going to have
Terrorist regime.
Partners in Iran, and we're going to open up a gateway to peace. This won't fix itself. Every other president has talked about doing it. President Trump is in the process of doing it. They're going.
No. Actually, every president has talked about how they don't want to do that. They told Benjamin Netanyahu to go kick rocks. Go suck their dick from the fucking back. So this is just a blatant lie. And you're a war criminal, bloodthirsty war hawk. What is wrong with you? You've been hitting the sauce too much? You've been hitting the peach schnapps too much, you fairy?
Going to lose, and we're going to win. Israel and the United States, you just wait to see what's
Israel, United States.
comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks.
God, he is so ugly. Like, God, he's ugly. Jesus, fuck.
Meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people. This regime is in a death row.
Marie Bartiromo was just like, right. What? Can we have some decorum? Like, where's your humanity? Hello? Can we have some?
Now it is going to be on its knees. It's going to fall. And when it falls, we're going
Bitch, you shouldn't be. Why are you worried about people being on their knees? Because is that what you're going to be doing tonight? Spend a lot of time on your knees?
to have peace like no other time. We're going to have prosperity unlike anyone could ever imagine. Peace brings prosperity. You can't do it by talking.
Peace. Carpet bombing for over a week. Peace. One of these things is not like the other. What the fuck are you talking about? Not only are you a bloodthirsty warhawk fucking weirdo, you're a dumbass.
The Democrats criticize this operation. They didn't do a damn thing. These men and women in the military should make us all proud.
Okay, go to the front lines. Get your damn worn out, blown out hole down to the fucking front lines, and why don't you pick up a fucking gun and go fucking fight, Lindsey?
And they have already. Number 3, real quick, are you going to support the president's request for $1.5 trillion budget defense in 27?
God, how do people watch Marie Bartiromo? She is so grating. Like, she's not even a good reporter, and God, they all suck.
And will you respond yes to a potential supplemental defense
A potential supplemental
package of $50 billion from the Pentagon?
Yes to both. We need it. We want the strongest military to end the wars quickly. Look what we're doing here. We've lost 6 soldiers. God bless them. We're devastating the enemy. I'm not
because of you, you bitch ass. You're sitting here cheerleading, bombing them more. The fuck are you talking about?
looking for a fair fight. If we get in a fight, I want to win it. I want to win it quick. I'm in Miami. You see this hat? Free Cuba. Stay tuned.
Yep.
The liberation of Cuba is upon us. It's just a matter of time now. You see this hat? Make Iran great. President Trump said the only way to make Iran great is for the people to take over. We're marching through the world.
Has anybody seen him with a Make America Great Again hat on? Or South Carolina?
Cleaning out the bad guys. We're going to have relationships with new people that will make us prosperous and safe. I've never seen anybody like it. This is Ronald Reagan plus. Donald Trump is resetting the world in a way nobody could have dreamed of a year ago. He is the greatest commander-in-chief of all time. Our military is the best of all time. Iran is going down, and Cuba is next.
All right. Well, we'll be watching what's next on Cuba. For sure, got a lot of hats there. The president's got a lot of balls in the air. Senator.
Best of all time. Iran is prosperous and safe. I've never seen anything through the world. We're cleaning out the bad guys. We're going to have relationships with new people that will.
Cleaning out the bad guys? What is this? Paw Patrol? Like, what the bad guys? Like, the bad guys. Like, international sex trafficking pedophiles and their friends who they traffic children to? Oh. You fucking warmongering piece of fucking shit. I'm so tired of this motherfucker. This closeted homosexual. Mind you, the closet is glass. We can all see through, bitch. The door is wide open. Like, we can see you, bitch. We can see you in there. Come out the closet, Lindsey. You bitch. It's maybe, and this is a huge maybe because you're such a miserable piece of shit, but maybe if you just came out the closet, you wouldn't be such a bloodthirsty, warmongering piece of fucking shit that wants to see destruction and death at every fucking corner. Like, maybe you wouldn't be so miserable. But I think it's just a character defect at this point. I don't think there's a version of you that is not a miserable, warmongering, bloodthirsty animal. You are a piece of fucking shit. A sociopathic Cabbage Patch doll. Fuck you. Okay, so a few weeks ago we did a video on a story from NPR where they had found out that some documents were missing from the uploaded Epstein files. And within those documents were interviews the FBI conducted with an alleged victim of Donald Trump. And since then, they have actually uploaded the documents and we've gotten to see them. And it's just more the same fucking shit. But the FBI would not have interviewed this girl 4 times if they did not find her story to be somewhat credible. And I've seen a lot of reporting, but like people are saying it doesn't add up with it doesn't match the behavior that we know from Epstein, but also the behavior that we know of, the Epstein that we know is mainly from the emails and the files and all of that stuff that we have received, which are mostly post the invention of the email, right? So you can't, like, there's a whole couple decades of his life that we don't really have any digital footprint of. There's not much communication that we have in paper or in writing. So there is like some discrepancies in his behavior, but we don't really know what his behavior was exactly like in the 80s. We don't, because we know what he was like in the late 2000s, 2010s, as a completely different man. Like, you know what I mean? Like in his 20s, early 30s versus like 50s, different. So Epstein files contain explicit but unsubstantiated claim that Trump abused a minor. And the girl was like between 13 or 15, I believe. The Department of Justice did not release FBI memos when it uploaded millions of pages of files beginning in December. Yeah, I wonder why they would leave these out and only upload them after they got caught, like massively caught and trying to fucking hide them. Jesus fucking Christ. And this is a different allegation from Katie Johnson. Katie Johnson was a girl who accused Trump of raping her when she was 13 years old. She filed a lawsuit, I believe it was in 2016, and it was there was a bunch of complications with that case, and then she ended up dropping it. And Katie Johnson is a pseudonym that she was going under. But I always believed her, and there's a testimony you can watch. There's a video testimony of hers that you can watch, and I believe her. I don't know. It's a lot of people speculate that she might have been like coerced or threatened into dropping that case, and it's definitely a possibility. And especially after Epstein was murdered, like I can only imagine how scared you might be. So 3 memos that describe 4 interviews conducted by the Federal Bureau of Investigation in 2019 contain explicit but unsubstantiated claims that Donald Trump sexually abused a woman when she was a minor in the early 1980s with the assistance of Jeffrey Epstein. The notes describe how the woman came forward to tell agents she recognized Epstein from a photo sent by a childhood friend. Only in the first session, in which she did not name Trump, made it into the public release. So there's 4 interviews total that the FBI conducted with this woman, who was a girl at the time that she was assaulted, allegedly. They put the first interview that did not mention Trump by name out into the public, but they did not put out the other 3 interviews. And because NPR did their investigation and they were able to find out that there were documents missing from like the file numbers, because there's a jump in the file number names. There was like 50 pages of missing documents. So they were pressured to release them all. So now we have them. And it's very, well, it's not suspicious. It adds the fuck up that they would, of course you chose the 3 interviews that didn't fucking, of course you chose the 3 interviews that mentioned Trump to not fucking release. Like, her allegations have not been verified, and the FBI never brought charges related to her claims. I wonder why, which at times appear outlandish. Her statements also contradict what is known about Epstein's life in the early 1980s. That is true, but we don't, like, his life is a big question mark for a large portion of it. So that's up for debate anyways. Like, especially back in the 1980s when there wasn't much so much of a digital footprint that we can go like explore. The DOJ told NPR nothing has been deleted, and that any withheld material was either duplicative or privileged. It was not duplicative. No, we did not have that information. We had none of that. So are you saying it was privileged? Why was it privileged? Because it was the president? Are you protecting the president? Why? The claim echoed by an administration official, Breitbart, which has also reviewed the files. In the documents, the woman told agents she had been sexually abused by Epstein from the age of 13 years old, beginning approximately in 1983, while she was living in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. She said that when she was between 13 and 15, Epstein took her to a building in either New York or New Jersey, and they traveled by either plane or car. Mark Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, told The Guardian he had no knowledge of his brother spending summers on Hilton. If you were well versed in his behavior and what he was doing, then you should be locked the fuck up, Mark. I think he was doing a lot without you knowing. And if you did know that much about his life, go to jail. Like, what the fuck? He had no knowledge of his brother spending summers on Hilton Head in the early 1980s. I would have known, he said in a phone call. There is no evidence Trump and Epstein knew each other in 1983. I mean, there's no evidence, but they're both elite people, like, in New York in the 80s. Like, that was a businessman in the 80s. That was a big time for, like, social networking and all those fucking pieces of shit. According to the internal FBI notes, she claimed that when they were alone, Trump mentioned something to the effect of, "Let me teach you how little girls..." Ooh. What? No. Ugh. "Let me teach you how little girls are supposed to be." Before attempting to sexually assault her, she told agents she bit him and that Trump then struck her and had her removed from the room. She also claimed that Epstein and Trump discussed blackmailing people in front of her and that she overheard Trump talking about washing money through casinos. Which adds up because how else are you gonna fucking bankrupt a fucking casino? Like, casinos. How do you bankrupt casinos? Told agents Epstein gave her alcoholic beverages in her early teenage years, which he suspected may have been spiked, offered her cocaine and marijuana, and forced her to perform oral sex on him. Jesus. The woman said that Epstein blackmailed her mother through explicit photographs of her, which resulted in her mother embezzling from her real estate company to pay him. Damn. She stated that her mother tried to buy back the photos and secrets over the years. She said that her mother was sent to prison in South Carolina for embezzlement, and that Epstein and 2 other men assisted her mother in fixing her real estate books so she could embezzle funds and pay Epstein blackmail money? Jesus fucking Christ. The Guardian was unable to corroborate the account of her mother's prison term or criminal case, or if it occurred. The third interview consists largely of the woman describing what she said were years of threats, including 4 to 5 close calls in which she claimed she was nearly run off roads in Oregon and Washington. Damn. At the 4th and final interview in October 2019, she arrived without her attorney, who had attended all previous sessions, and declined a request to be audio recorded. When agents asked whether she felt comfortable elaborating on her contact with Trump, she questioned what the point would be, given that there was a strong possibility nothing could be done. So, the final interview, 4th and final interview, is in October of 2019. Epstein died in August of 2019. So, just to like give you an idea where her head is at, Donald Trump is the president, and Jeffrey Epstein was just murdered in jail, and they're covering it up and calling it a suicide. So, to be in this girl's headspace at this moment in time, it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. And can you imagine, 5 years later, he becomes president again? Jesus fuck. The Guardian has identified a woman matching the biographical details in the FBI records. He has faced several fraud and theft charges in Washington, and in 2023, a felony charge for the exploitation of an elderly person in Georgia. It is not clear how these cases were resolved. Well, I mean, look what happened to her. If what happened to her is true, and she's been affected for this long, like, it's a miracle she's not worse off, honestly. Like, Jesus. In 2020, a Jane Doe joined a lawsuit against Epstein's estate with allegations and biographical details that match those in the FBI interviews. She later dropped her claim, and it is unknown whether she received a financial settlement. Her lawyer in that case, Lisa Bloom, declined to comment. So FBI met 4 times with a woman who said Trump assaulted her when she was 13. They would not have interviewed her 4 times if they thought she was lying, our source said. According to FBI interview summaries in the newly released files, the woman said Epstein began abusing her after he responded to an advertisement for babysitting services her mother, a real estate agent, placed in a packet she provided to her clients. Ew. 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 The woman told investigators that Epstein later trafficked her to several other men when she was between 13 and 15 years old, including Trump. So I actually pulled up the excerpts of this, and it's fucking gross. Okay, so she could not recall the identities of the other individuals present. However, they all exited when Trump asked everyone to leave the room. Trump mentioned something to the effect of, let me teach you how little girls are supposed to be. And what is that, Trump? Donald J. Trump? President Trump? How are little girls supposed to be? Somebody please ask him that. Caitlin Collins, get up on the phone. I need to ask you a question. Can you go ask him how little girls are supposed to be? Jesus fuck. Trump unzipped his pants and put the victim's name head down to his penis, and she bit the shit out of it. Trump, good for her. Trump struck her and said words to the effect of, "Get this little bitch the hell out of here." And she advised she bit Trump's penis because he disgusted her. Well, good for her. Good for her. He had money reeked off of him. At that point, people re-entered the room. No further information provided. She recalled a blonde, beautiful woman approaching her at some point that day after her interaction with Trump. The woman said, "Let me give you a tip, little girl, about your breasts." What? She's 13. Wear a bra every night. Those words have stayed with her throughout the years. Yeah, because every night. She was asked several times if she could estimate how many times she received threatening phone calls that she associated with Epstein and his associates. She could not provide an answer, indicating there were numerous threat calls throughout her life. In the beginning, the threats were regular. They later became sporadic, and a year would go by in between incidents. During the past 4 years, threats increased a little from one or the other. When asked to clarify what she meant by one or the other, she stated she did not wish to further discuss that comment at this time. A little from one or the other. Does that mean Trump or Epstein? Or like one of the or associates or Ghislaine and Epstein? I'm not sure. Immediately after indicating she did not wish to expound upon the particular statement, he looked at her attorney and stated when he was running at that point, attorney stated, "More tracks to cover." Repeated the statement back to her attorney. So after that, okay, they asked her to expand upon what she said, one or the other. And then when he was running, ostensibly Donald Trump running for president in 2015, 2016, they had more tracks to cover and they were threatening her more often. Jesus fucking Christ. There's a lot of fucking detail, and it's not like in some of the FBI intake forms that we saw in the Epstein files dumps. There were some outlandish claims that just did not make sense. Saying there was one saying that Ivanka was at like a sex party, blah blah blah. Blah. Meanwhile, Ivanka was like 16 at the time. It was like very verifiably untrue, and there was other aspects of it that were just untrue. But that's because it was FBI intake form, and anybody can just call in and give a tip or say whatever. This is very specific, very like I don't know. I believe it. I don't have any reason to not believe it at this point in time. Like. She was introduced to somebody with money. It was Donald Trump. The FBI report stated when she first met Trump with Epstein, She said she first met Trump when Epstein took her to a very tall building with huge rooms in New York or New Jersey. She could not recall the identities of the other individuals present. Let me teach you. Nope. The woman alleged that Trump sexually assaulted her after the others left the room. She bit him. He hit her. She clarified that when she previously said Trump struck her after she bit him on the penis, she provided further details that he pulled her hair and punched her on the side of her head. Okay, so I guess he like pulled it. Jesus. A 13-year-old. Remember that. This is a man, what, in his like 40s? Absolutely fucking disgusting. The report states the woman's mother later served time in federal prison in South Carolina for embezzling money from her employer in an effort to obtain explicit photos Epstein allegedly used for blackmail, which I guess it's not like he needs money from these poor little girl. Like I guess it's just blackmail of you are not going to go tell the police. You can't go tell the police because I still have this blackmail on you. I guess it's just like the fear aspect is what they're running on, and just hoping that these girls and their parents aren't going to go to the fucking police. Like, and then there's the fucking letter from fucking Trump. Just fucking just absolutely fucking disgusting. This is the president of the United States, ladies and gentlemen. Bill Clinton was impeached for a blowjob from an overaged girl. Yes, it was extremely inappropriate. It was extremely inappropriate. It was a humongous abuse of power. The president of the United States with a White House aide, like, and mind you, she's like 19 or 20, 21 or something like that. Absolutely disgusting. He's in his 50s, like gross. But he was impeached. The proper steps were taken post that whole situation. This man has been getting away with shit for 10 years and has done 2 terms in that time. Grab him by the pussy. That was during his campaign. The first time. Stormy Daniels. That whole fucking thing was blowing up. Like, the comment saying that he would go backstage in Miss America and he can get away with it because he owns a pageant, and while little like young women are changing, which was corroborated by a ton of women who said, "What, back when I was doing Miss America teen pageants, he would come back and I would have to like grab my dress and like cover myself because they wouldn't know that a man was in there, and all of a sudden he would just show up like in their dressing room because he's a fucking disgusting pervert." The comments that he's made about his daughters, specifically, well, actually, no, he's made disgusting comments about both of them. Even when Tiffany was like a baby. Like, we've all seen that fucking video of Ivanka in her room. And a lot of people have theorized on it. We don't know, but like, Jesus. And there's just so much. He cheated on his wife with his second wife, and then he cheated on his third wife with Stormy Daniels, a porn star and a Playboy bunny, while she was at home pregnant with Barron. Like, this man, best friends with an international sex trafficking pedophile for over a decade, has over 30 allegations of sexual assault now. He was found legible for raping or sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll, which was, the judge said, was technically rape, and the only reason that it wasn't because she didn't know if it was his finger or his little dick. Like, there's so much. On Howard Stern, he said that the lowest he would go is 12. There's so much evidence on this man. One allegation should be enough. The grab him by the pussy shit should have been enough. Like, what? Hello? What are we doing here? You have a pedophile rapist for a fucking president. And everybody in his cabinet, it's like he looked at the fucking Epstein files and was like, well, gotta get him, gotta get him, gotta get him, gotta get him. All of them are fucking wrapped up in the shit. And nobody's fucking stepped down or apologized or been fired or had to been arrested. The only two people that have been arrested have been Jeffrey Epstein, who was murdered before he could probably be tried, and Ghislaine Maxwell, who is currently sitting pretty in a fucking club-fed prison that is for white-collar crime, where sexual assaulters are not allowed to be. She's a rapist. We cannot forget. She was not just facilitating things. She was actually sexually assaulting and raping little girls, too. She is a terrible fucking person. She deserves to rot in jail in a maximum security prison. She is an international sex trafficking pedophile, just like Jeffrey Epstein was. She should be in a cell like he was. Not at club bed with a fucking puppy and fucking the place where Jen Shaw and Elizabeth Holmes were. My God. Okay, so we are 13 days into the war on Iraq. So, oh, I'm sorry, wait. I'm leaving that in. Same thing, same difference, same fucking difference. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, we're in a recession. We're at war in the Middle East. I feel like I'm 8 years old again. Anyway, sorry. Okay. We are 13 days into the war with Iran. War on Iran, more like it. The U.S.-Israel war on Iran. And it is only escalating further. The Strait of Hormuz is still closed. We are in the largest supply disruption in the history of oil markets currently right now. Donald Trump keeps on coming out and saying that, oh, we've won, but it's actually ongoing, and it's not a war, it's an excursion, but it's actually both. Like every other day he comes out with some new bullshit that it's like, what are you talking about? Like, he keeps on saying that it's over and they've won, and like they've won, but it's still ongoing and it could last a couple more weeks, and we might still need to send troops on the boots on the ground. Like everything he says contradicts himself from like sentence to sentence. It's insane. This motherfucker is demented as fuck, and they're rolling him out there with a face full of terribly done makeup, terribly looking hair, in a diaper, falling asleep half the time, and he's just saying shit. He's just saying shit. Did you see that motherfucker? Like, was it yesterday or the day before? He had a fucking rally in Kentucky about affordability. Mind you, the affordability was just like, he just put lower prices and bigger paychecks up on like signs and handed them out, which is just, he tried to do that already before. It's just like, just saying lower prices doesn't mean you're actually lowering prices, you dipshit. But my point was, he turned around and like somebody fucking fainted behind him, and he turned around and was like, did not give a fuck, and then he was like, just play Ave Maria, just play Ave Maria. And then he asked for a doctor in the house, and the only doctor in the house was Dr. Oz. He's like, Dr. Oz! Oh my God. Oh, sorry, I just had to laugh for a minute because we're about to get into a whole bunch of fucking bullshit. Okay. So like I said, we're 13 days into the war in Iran, or with Iran, on Iran, however you want to phrase it. The death toll is over like 1,500 now, and that is going off the most recent release from the Iranian government and Iranian media, which I saw several days ago. It was 1,300. So they've been bombed every single day since then. So I can only imagine it's gone up some. And the Israeli government is censoring things. The UAE is now censoring things. The US government is just blatantly lying. They were caught lying about the injured soldiers, and not only that, the military hospitals in the region, they had to shut down wings of their care to accommodate for all of the people that are hurt due to this conflict. So the numbers that they're giving us are most likely a lot less than they actually are. So we are not getting proper information about like almost any of the main players in this war. Iran is is in such a like, chaos, and especially Tehran, that you can't really get the most accurate information. You probably won't for a while. So we are like going in as the public, we are rather blind to a lot of things. There's a lot of things leaking. We're seeing a lot of videos out of Tehran mostly and Lebanon, but pretty much everything from, like I said, Israel has been censored. They're not letting people take videos of anything. They're not even letting like the news take videos of things. The UAE is now arresting people who post or take videos of places getting hit by missiles. We're going to talk about that later. And it's just an insane time to be alive. Like, all right, let's just get into it because we have a lot to go over. So before we even get into it, I want to talk about this fucking U.S. plane in Iraq crashed and had 6 troops on board. And Iraq is like supposedly friendly airspace, right? Yeah. So it was carrying out rescue efforts after the aircraft went down in friendly airspace in western Iraq in an incident that was not due to hostile fire or friendly fire. The second aircraft landed safely. So a plane crashed for basically no reason, like technical issues, I guess. There wasn't friendly fire this time, like last time, and there was no hostile fire. So a U.S. plane just fell out of the sky, I guess, and crashed with 6 people on board. It was built by Boeing in the 1950s and early 1960s and has served as the backbone of the U.S. military's air refueling fleet and is critical to allow aircraft to carry out missions without having to land. News of the crash comes the same day as 2 U.S. soldiers were injured after the USS Gerald Ford suffered a non-combat related fire on board. Your kid, like, all the equipment, shit. You're all like, this thing's catching on fire. This one's falling out of the fucking sky. Like, what are we doing here? What? Talk about a paper tiger. That'd be the U.S. military. Holy shit. So, in his first statement since the war has broken out, the new Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei has made his first statement, and they went on Iranian state TV, I believe, and then he went on a flurry of Twitter posts. Like, he went on a Twitter rant, girl. It's crazy. Like he was. This is all from today. He opened this account like 12 hours ago, and like he. Anyways, so he starts with some remarks about his father, all the people who lost their lives, blah 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 blah. Then he starts with some excerpts from the Quran, I believe it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, several passages from the Quran. And then he offers his condolences to his father and the other Imam. Talks about the position. Talks about visiting his father. Strength of the Iranian people. Okay, so I sincerely thank our courageous fighters at a time when our beloved homeland is being unjustly attacked by the leading countries of the front of arrogance. The Iranian fighters, with their crushing blows, have blocked the enemy's path and dispelled their illusion of them being able to dominate or possibly disintegrate our beloved homeland. My brothers in arms, what the Iranian people want is the continuation of an effective defense that makes the enemy regret. The leverage of closing the Strait of Hormuz must definitely continue to be employed. That's not good. We've talked about before, but 20% of the world's oil goes through the Strait of Hormuz. That is a huge disruption to oil, like the oil markets. And like I already said before, this is the greatest disruption to oil markets ever in history. So studies have been conducted regarding opening other fronts where the enemy has minimal experience and where it would be highly vulnerable. Should the war continue, activation of such fronts will be carried out based on certain interests. I sincerely thank the fighters in the resistant front. We regard the countries of the resistant front to be our closest friends, and the cause of the resistance and the resistance front are an inseparable part of the Islamic Revolution's values. Without a doubt, cooperation between the members of the resistance front will shorten the path to eliminating the Zionist sedition. Courageous, faithful Yemen hasn't stopped defending the oppressed people of Gaza. Despite all obstacles, self-sacrificing Hezbollah has come to the aid of the Islamic Republic, and the resistance in Iraq has courageously followed the same path. I sympathize with the families of the martyrs. I have a similar experience to these noble people. In addition to my father, I've entrusted my loyal wife, my self-sacrificing sister, and her young child, and the husband of my other sister to the caravan of martyrs. This man just lost everything. This is like if you assassinated King Charles, that old bag Camilla, Kate, all those 3 baby children, George and them, but you left William alive. Do you not think that would be a humongously radicalizing experience to the point where you are ready to fight the people who did that to you till the death? Like, and especially as a leader of a nation, like, I assure everyone that we won't forgo avenging the blood of your martyrs. The revenge we have in mind is not just because of the martyrdom of the illustrious leader of the revolution. Every member of the nation martyred by the enemy is a separate case that demands we seek revenge. This is not like, this is like 13 days in, and they keep on talking about how they want to negotiate with us. They want the war to stop. And every single time we get a statement from them, it's the exact opposite. They're ready to fight. This is an existential threat for them, and they are ready to avenge their martyrs. A limited portion of this revenge for the blood of our martyrs can already be seen, but until we completely take revenge, this file will remain on top of all the others. We're even more sensitive with regard to the blood of our children and infants. Remember, it was the United States who carried out that strike, the Tomahawk missile strike on a girls' school, an elementary school, 7 to 12 years old. American taxpayer dollars went to go to fund a elementary school for little girls between the ages of 7 and 12 to be bombed, where over 170 people died, over 180 people died. The crime deliberately committed by the enemy against the school in Manab and other similar cases will receive particular attention in this process of taking revenge. This is what happens when you don't think of the consequences of your actions. Like, what? You're supposed to think things through. I am a dumb ass fucking dude with a fucking camera and a fucking microphone. Like, I could have told you this is what he's gonna feel like. What the fuck? In any case, we will attain compensation from the enemy. If they refuse, we will take it from their assets to the extent we deem appropriate. If that wasn't possible, we will destroy an equivalent amount of their assets. So he's saying he wants reparations, basically reparations in money. And if they refuse, we'll take it from their assets to the extent that we deem appropriate. Or, and if that doesn't work, we'll just destroy their assets. And they've already, I believe a bank was hit in Iran, and they're ready to go for tit for tat. Like, I don't know why the fuck we keep on targeting these civilian areas or civilian infrastructure or government like you are just creating the conditions in which like things like ISIS are formed. It's so stupid. To leaders in certain regional countries, we share borders with 15 countries and have always wanted and still want warm relations with them. But for years, the enemy has been establishing military and financial bases in some of these countries to secure its dominance over the region. America has over 800 military bases all over the world. As we've had clearly warned in advance and without committing any act of aggression against those regional countries themselves, we have only targeted the US bases there. After this, we will have no choice but to continue this course of action. So he's saying, get ready. Like, damn. These regional countries must determine their position with regard to the aggressors who've attacked our beloved homeland and murdered our people. I advise the leaders of regional countries to shut down those US bases as soon as possible, for they must surely have realized by now that the US's claims of ensuring security and peace have been nothing but lies. That's a bar. So part of having these military bases in the region in like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, whatever, Kuwait, whatever it may be, whatever country it may be. Part of the deal was like, you will also help to protect us if there's a war in the region, if there's conflict in the region, if we are to be attacked. Before all of this and during, all of the defense has been moved to protect Israel. And all of these other countries have been left out to fucking dry. They have not been protected at all. And now they're the country like Saudi Arabia, UAE, they're just like sitting there like, well, what you told us you were now we're getting hit. You're not. You caused this. And they're looking at all the deals that they've made with the US and they're going to have to reevaluate things now. Like, you were basically pushing people into the hands of your enemies, which are what you assume to be China, I guess. I don't know how that's your enemy, but each their own. Shutting down US bases in the region will enable those governments to strengthen their ties with their own people, who are generally dissatisfied with the humiliating behavior associated with those bases. It will also bring an increase to their wealth and power. The Islamic Republic, without being in pursuit of domination or colonization in the region, is fully prepared for unity and fostering warm, sincere, reciprocal relations with all of its neighbors. So he is posturing himself as extremely hardline against America, but very open, seemingly, to negotiations and talks between the regional neighbors, which is not good for the US since they've abandoned those same regional partners, like we just said, and they're not doing anything to assuage them of that, like of their worries or anything. They're not doing anything to be like, oh, they're mad at us, we should probably go put more people in that region, or we should probably move some interceptors over there. No, what they're doing is sending Lindsey Graham out on TV and telling and like finger wagging at them, telling them that they should get in the fight for Israel. Meanwhile, like I just said, they got abandoned to be hit nonstop. They had to close down multiple airports in the region for over a week. Like, it was a bad fucking situation for a minute there, like a good minute there. It still is a very bad situation, but especially at like the first couple of days of it, it was extremely bad. And all of your allies were left out to dry, aside from Israel. People are going to remember that. And then he goes on to just dedicate some post to his father, I guess, and their martyred leader. And then we won't forgo avenging the blood of the martyrs. Yeah, I believe them. Like, what they, everything that we've seen so far is that the American government, like underestimated them to an extreme extent. They did not think about any of the reverberations, the ripple effects of these things. They did not. They just assumed they wouldn't close the Strait of Hormuz, even though Ayatollah Khamenei, the first one, warned that he would, but they just did it anyway. Like, they didn't think any of this through at all, and they're flailing. The American government is flailing. Israel has been getting pummeled with I'll say every report that we've gotten from inside Israel from like good sources is saying that they're getting pummeled all the time, but Israeli government and state media is not letting people actually like show us. So we don't have like clear proof of any, like, it's a pretty much media blackout coming out of fucking Israel, except for like what they're doing to other people, what they're like, the attacks that they're committing upon Iran and Lebanon. So Israel attacks central Beirut in escalation of deadly assault on Lebanon. Israel targets center of Lebanese capital in escalation of military campaign that has killed nearly 700 people. The latest Israeli strikes on Thursday targeted central Beirut's Bashoran neighborhood as well as the southern suburbs. The targeting of central Beirut marks an escalation in a week and a half of intensified Israeli bombing across Lebanon, which has killed at least 687 people. Jesus Christ. And wounded more than 1,500. According to the Lebanese Ministry of Public Health, Lebanese authorities said more than 800,000 people have been forcibly displaced due to the violence. And like, there's nowhere for them to go. Like, 800,000 people, where are they to go? Like, they're going to be displaced, living outside the cities in like these, I don't even like, in tents a lot of the times. Like, what they had to leave everything they own and know. The Israeli military has launched a widespread aerial and ground assault against its northern neighbor, describing the offensive as a campaign against Hezbollah. Fuck that. Fuck you. You fuck. I am so fucking tired of the Israeli government. Oh, we're targeting Hamas, so we gotta genocide hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. Hamas, couple 10,000, like I think it's like 30, 40,000 people at most, like 70,000 maybe it was at the highest numbers. Hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of people. What? And you're really gonna try to make me believe that like Hamas was hiding in like elementary schools in Gaza and in the hospital, in every single hospital? Okay. Like, you have not been targeting Hezbollah. Have you have been bombing Lebanon since you had the so-called ceasefire with them. all the fucking time because you've been trying to see this territory in southern Lebanon. And you have not been targeting Hezbollah at all. Over 600 people are dead. Over 680 people are dead because of you. I would go to ways that most of them are not Hezbollah. You, God. The Lebanese armed group has responded with waves of rocket strikes against Israel, including a large salvo that was launched on Wednesday evening in coordination with Iran. Yes, but Hezbollah has not, they did not strike back until Israel started a war with Iran. They have been getting hit since the ceasefire. Hezbollah ceased, and Israel kept on firing. That's what happened. That's what happened with Hamas as well. And now that this fucking war broke out with Iran, Hezbollah started fighting back, and Israel has used this as an excuse to further decimate Lebanon, and now they're further decimating Gaza. They're like, I am so tired of everybody acting as though there aren't reasons for these reactions. Like, I wonder why they struck back. Like, the United Nations and humanitarian groups said Lebanese civilians, including hundreds of thousands who have sought emergency shelter after being forced out of their homes, are bearing the brunt of the escalating conflict. Exactly. It's Lebanese civilians, people being forced out of their homes. That you are not launching an assault against Hezbollah. You are decimating the Lebanese fucking population. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I am so fucking tired. These fucking Nazi fucks. At least 12 people were killed in an Israeli double tap strike earlier on Thursday, which is a war crime in the seafront area of Ramlet al Baida, where displaced families were sleeping in tents. A double tap strike is not a mistake. That was extremely fucking intentional. They targeted an area where displaced families were sleeping in tents. They literally had no fucking protection because they were forced to leave their home because of the same fucking country that it killed them and bombed them in tents. Are you fucking kidding me? We've seen elementary schools blown up. We've seen over 10 medical facilities and hospitals blown up. We've seen civilian centers, apartment buildings, everything that you can fucking think of blown up. And now you're even fucking blowing up the places where the displaced people are having to fucking pitch tents. This is absolutely... Separately, Lebanon's national news agency also reported that an Israeli drone strike on Lebanese university building in Hadath near Beirut killed 2 academics. Jesus Christ. I literally just talked about how they bombed schools. Jesus Christ. Al Jazeera's Bernard Smith said the country is grappling with a worsening displacement crisis with 90% of government shelters full. And it's only going to get fucking worse. Like, they don't have the fucking infrastructure to hold the entire population displaced. Like, what are they supposed to do? I can't, like, Americans have the gall to fucking be cheering this fucking shit on. You would not be able to handle one fucking day of your country being bombed like this. Do you think the American public would be okay being displaced, having to go sleep in tents, and still getting fucking bombed? Fox News has a meltdown when Starbucks doesn't put Christmas shit on their fucking cups. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we actually doing? People who are in those shelters have already seen their homes blown up, particularly from those from southern suburbs of Beirut and southern Lebanon. They don't have homes to go back to. These are people's lives. Like I can't state this enough. Like what? How you? Uh, how do you just? How are you just okay with this? They Is it is it because they live in the Middle East? Is it because they have brown skin? Is it because they might practice a different religion than you? Like, what is it that you can just look at these images of people's homes, people's entire lives being blown up for what? For a lie that that Iran might build nukes? And what has Lebanon done? Supported the community of people facing a genocide as nobody else fucking does? Actually, to the contrary, the United States, the global superpower, the dominant country, has been funding that genocide with blank checks and all their fucking weapons? How dare they? What are we doing here? Meanwhile, America funds 73% of the world's dictatorships. You invaded Iraq, you invaded Afghanistan, you lost in Iraq, you achieved nothing in Afghanistan. Now you invaded Iran. You went to war. We can go back to Vietnam. You lost that shit too. I don't. What are we doing? What are you doing? This doesn't make any fucking I mean, yes, it makes perfect fucking sense because Donald Trump is completely 100% beholden to that Nazi ghoul, Benjamin Netanyahu, and he's either compromised or just they have him by the balls on something and they force his hand in this fucking war, even though it's a fucking easy hand to force at this point in time with his pudding brain, fucking bullshit, fucking this fucking dementia. Many people are day laborers and can't earn any salary, so people are without money, without a home to go back to, and this campaign of Israel's and this fight between Israel and Hezbollah show no indication of ending soon. And little to no news outlets are actually talking about what's going on in Lebanon right now. Because it's Israel and doing the offensive, which already gets underreported in mainstream media in America. But it's also because Hezbollah is seen as an okay target, I guess, just like Hamas was, so that you could bomb all the people that may grow up into be Hamas. I don't know. I don't know how the justification works with the mainstream media in Israel, but they seem to get to do whatever they want, and they get to declare whoever they want as a terrorist group, even though they're just resisting the terror that Israel commits. So the Middle Eastern war is creating the largest supply of disruption in the history of oil markets. Literally in the history of oil markets. The IEA said the supply shock ignited by Iran's effective blockade on the Strait of Hormuz meant the world faced a deeper crisis than after the Yom Kippur War of 1973 and the 2022 outbreak of war in Ukraine. In an attempt to calm concerns over oil supplies, the IEA ordered the largest release of government reserves in its history on Wednesday, when its 32 members unanimously agreed to release 400 million barrels of emergency crude. In addition, the U.S. agreed to release 172 million barrels of crude oil from its strategic petroleum reserve in the boldest attempt yet by the White House to bring down oil prices, which didn't work. I think it worked for a second, but then it went right back. Even if you were to end the war in Iran tomorrow, and like you had great relationships with everything, it would still take weeks to months to get everything back to normal. Like this is a humongous disruption in the market, and it's not, especially with everything that's been hit and destroyed, and all the like the infrastructure needs to be built back up, and like what's going on. Like there's mines in the Strait of Hormuz. Like this is going to take a long time to get back up and running. It's not as simple as just turning a switch. This is a big fucking deal, especially because, like I said, 20% of the world's oil comes through the Strait of Hormuz. And with Iran being the one to have blocked it and is going to fire on anybody in that region, they're using the strait. They're just not letting anybody else use it. So they've been able to sell oil this entire time to China. However, despite the coordinated effort to allay fears of a sustained supply crunch, the price of Brent crude rose past $100 a barrel overnight. The international benchmark later eased back to $97, but again rallied to above $100 after the Mojtaba comments. So when he said the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed and we will continue to hit anybody and we are not backing down, they went back right up. Good fucking luck. Like, this is so stupid. As prices resumed their rise, Iran's military command goaded the U.S. get ready for the oil to be $200 a barrel because the oil price depends on regional security, which you have destabilized, a spokesperson said. They're right. Like, it's not even just like what's going on right now. And like I said, if you ended the war tomorrow with great fucking relationships with Iran, like that's like a huge hypothetical. But if you had a great relationship with Iran starting tomorrow, the war was ended tomorrow, you still have all this uncertainty in the region now. Like before, there was a lot of assurance that people got from these countries like the UAE to be the safe country. They got hit like a shit ton of bricks. Like you are eroding trust in the region. That is part of the issue as well. Like the ripple effects of this are just, we don't even know what they're going to be, how bad it's going to be yet. And the Trump administration, the Trump regime did not think this through at all. So, my God. So now that the cost of oil goes up, Donald Trump says, we make a lot of money when the oil goes up. So we're gonna, who the fuck is we, you dipshit? Who the fuck is we? The oil barons? The oil companies? Big oil? Did anybody else benefit from the war in Iraq? Did you? No. Exactly. The fuck are you talking about? CEOs, capital owners, yeah, they always benefit off of war. The average American person is going to be paying a ton more at the fucking pump. Just wait until you're paying $8 a fucking... What do you guys pay? Sorry, I'm Canadian. You guys made up these antiquated fucking systems, and you're the only countries in the world. You're the only country in the world that uses it. It's really stupid. Gallon? $8 a gallon? Ugh. Donald Trump on Thursday shrugged off the economic toll the war in Iran is taking on gas prices across the United States, writing on social media that when oil prices go up, we make a lot of money. Who is we? Who is we? Who is we? Who is we? Like, who is we? The stock market goes up, Oil's like oil. Like I seriously like who? Because when oil prices go up, people have to pay more. The only people that benefit from that are the people robbing them. The president's comment came as the American Automobile Association reports that the average price for a gallon of gas hit $3.60 a week after the beginning of the U.S.-Israel military operation against Iran prompted the largest price spike since the opening days of Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. The United States is the largest oil producer in the world by far, so when oil prices go up, we make a lot of money. Do you produce oil in your home? Are you an oil baron watching this video? Like, what the fuck? Who? What kind of bullshit is this? Like, what? But of far greater interest and importance to me as president is stopping an evil empire. Look in a mirror, ho. Then resign. If you want to stop an evil empire, resign. Or drop dead. Like, what? Iran from having a nuclear weapon. Oh my god. This is a message to every single country. Get nukes. You need nukes. Multiple nukes. You need a bunch of nukes. Get nukes. If you want sovereignty, then you need nukes. Fuck NATO. Take up some fucking arms and build them fucking nukes, bitch. That is the only fucking way to evade invasion. That is the only way to evade being bombed. That is the only way to evade war with one of these bullshit superpowers that are dictating the rules for everybody, mainly just America. But before that, it was fucking England, and before that, there was somebody else. So it's always this one dominant power on top that is dictating the world for the rest of us, and we need to fucking end this dictatorship. It's over. Like, get nukes. Look at the Kim dynasty. They're on their fourth fucking generation now. Like, the only way to assuage, like, to actually prevent yourself from being bombed or started war with or invaded is to have a nuke. Iran didn't have their nukes. Look at them. They're in war with Israel and the U.S. right now. Getting carpet bombed every single fucking day. This is the 13th day. Gaddafi had nukes. Made the fucking deal with America. Got rid of his nukes. And then he got raped in the street with a fucking knife. The Kims have nukes. They don't get invaded. They're sitting pretty. Like, not pretty. They're sitting fat up there. They're doing fine. There's no talk of invading North Korea. That is the only way, the only surefire way to actually have a sovereign nation where you can actually just exist with the constant threat of the U.S. invading you to steal your resources, or Putin just deciding that he wants to invade your country one day. Like, that is the only way. That's the only way. So the Trump administration, the Trump regime, estimates the U.S. war on Iran cost $11.3 billion in the first 6 days. 6 days. 6 days. The first 6 days. We're on day 13 now. There's no end in sight. The figures that we saw were like, projected to be like, we believe at least, I think it was a little under $1 billion are being spent every single day. They came out and said, hold my beer. They said, look at this, 11.3 billion. Double that, bitch. Huh? $11.3 billion in the first 6 days. Not even a full week. Officials from President Donald Trump administration have estimated during a congressional briefing this week that the first 6 days of the war in Iran had cost the United States at least $11.3 billion. Billion dollars. That's insane. Several congressional aides have said that they expect the White House to soon submit a request to Congress for additional funding for the war. Some officials have said the request could be for $50 billion. And they better not fucking give it to them. And you bunch of fucking centrist Democrats, you corporate bitches, you Islamophobes, you fuck ass motherfuckers, do not fucking give them the funding for this illegal and offensive war where they've committed multiple war crimes every single fucking day. They have bombed schools, hospitals, all in the name of Israel. You cannot be funding this, especially not you centrist fucking Democrats. Fuck you. Alyssa Slotkins and Mark Kelly and all you fucking bitch asses. Fuck all you. Henry Cuellar and Jared. Fuck all of them. Fuck all of them. You know what I'm talking about. Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, all of them bitch asses. You do not fucking fund this shit. You are not in it now, Alyssa Slotkins. You are actually in the middle of a illegal offensive war that you can have the ability to block the funding for. You're not in it now. Because you did not declare war. Congress did not declare war. Congress has the power to declare war, not the president. So you're actually not in anything, really. You just started a war all willy-nilly, illegally, unconstitutionally, offensively, in the name of a different country that was not under threat, nor were you, based on your own intelligence. So there is no reason for you to be funding this illegal and offensive war that should have never happened to begin with. While others have said that estimate seems low. So they're saying that estimate the estimate of $50 billion, that's probably not enough. That seems low. We're probably going to need more. Hello? Huh? The US-Israeli war on Iran has so far killed about 2,000 people, mostly Iranians and Lebanese, as the conflict has spread across the Middle East, with Iranian retaliatory strikes on neighboring countries hosting US assets, sending energy prices soaring. The United Nations Children's Agency, UNICEF, said the intensifying conflict has killed or wounded 1,100 children, creating a catastrophic situation for millions of children across the Middle East. Support the troops. Administration officials have also told lawmakers that $5.6 billion of munitions were used during the first 2 days of strikes. $5.6 billion. Mind you, those little suicide drones that they're using cost $50,000 to make. $50,000. And it takes a couple of these $1 million missiles to shoot them down. And this was just in the first 2 days. Used $5.6 billion. Members of Congress who may soon have to approve additional funding for the war have expressed concern that the conflict will deplete U.S. military stocks at a time when the defense industry was already struggling to keep up with the demand. That's another thing. If you are going to expend all of your THAAD interceptors, which you're running out of right now, on this war, and put all of your fucking military industrial complex basically behind this fucking war, just go to waste for basically nothing, then all you interventionists who want to go defend Taiwan, if you want to send support to the Ukraine, that's not going to be available. You can't do that. You're not going to be able to do it. You simply will not. You're expending all of your assets right now. If you want to be any form of guardian or protector, which I feel like you have been disqualified from, then you need to stop. You are running out of your supplies very quickly. Trump on Wednesday said the war with Iran may end soon because there is practically nothing left for the U.S. military to bomb. Then why have you continued to bomb every single day? They have continued to hit. They've been striking targets throughout the Strait of Hormuz, throughout Israel, throughout most of the region. So I don't understand what the fuck you're talking about. That's a blatant and bold-faced, bitch-ass bullshit lie. did not provide any evidence for that claim. Well, because there is none. So up to 3.2 million people have been displaced across Iran. 3.2 million people have been displaced with nowhere to go. Their homes have been bombed and destroyed, or they're so fucking fearful of being bombed and killed and murdered for Israel that they have to fucking leave everything they fucking know, everything that they've grown accustomed to. Like, this is so... There's no caveat in war for those who are disabled, those who are elderly, children, those who are pregnant. Like, they are displaced as well. Look at this image. The UN High Commissioner for Refugees said on Thursday that as many as 3.2 million people, representing between 600,000 and 1 million Iranian households, have been forcibly displaced since the war began on February 28th. Most of them are reportedly fleeing from Tehran and other major urban areas towards the north of the country and rural areas to seek safety. This figure is likely to continue rising as hostilities persist, making a worrying escalation in humanitarian needs. The population of Tehran is a little bit over 10 million. Like I said, I keep on saying it, but like the ripple effects and the reverberations of this are like, we don't even know. Like, this is so barbaric what we are doing to these people. This is absolutely fucking insane. US and Israeli militaries have continued to bombard Iran despite mounting international condemnation and calls for de-escalation. More than 1,300 people have been killed in US-Israeli attacks across the country to date, according to the latest figures from Iranian officials. And like I said, I mentioned earlier, one of the last videos I made, which was several days ago now, on Iran, included that figure. So I can only imagine it's grown since then. I can only imagine as well that it's so hectic and chaotic that they can't get real numbers. Like, there's bound to be so much going on, and myths being carpet bombed. Like, this is while the US and Israel have said they are targeting Iranian leaders as well as military and nuclear infrastructure. What nuclear infrastructure? What nuclear infrastructure? Iran says thousands of civilian sites, such as schools and hospitals, have been attacked. Iran's Deputy Health Minister Ali Jafarian told Al Jazeera on Thursday that medical teams have been responding to a growing number of casualties as strikes on urban areas have intensified in recent days. Jesus Christ. Most of these people are civilians, Jafarian said, adding that more than 30 hospitals and health facilities have been damaged due to the attacks. Jesus fuck. On Thursday, explosions were heard in several parts of the capital, Tehran, and other Iranian cities as the strikes continued. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't understand. Like, people like Lindsey Graham who are bloodthirsty and like cheering this on, champing at the bit for this. Like, you are a barbarian. There's something serious. You need to get tested for Neanderthal. Like, there's something seriously not wrong with you. You are not a civilized human being. If you like to see death and destruction, you don't belong in civil society. There's something wrong with you. You belong in a padded room. If you can dehumanize people to the point where you enjoy watching them be bombed for no fucking reason in an illegal and offensive war that they did not start, then there's something wrong with you. Like, even I'm not going to shed a tear for Israel being bombed, but it doesn't mean that, like, I don't sit there and watch the videos and like for fun. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like I okay, I mentioned this earlier. A British tourist among 20 charged in Dubai over videos of Iranian missile strikes. So, like I was saying, it's not only just the US is lying, Israel's censoring everything that comes out of the fucking country, and then now it's also in Dubai. 20 people were arrested and charged for just having videos or posting videos of the strikes going on. So, like, also, so much of Dubai's economy runs on like influencers and like those type of vapid ass bitches. So everybody has their fucking phones out. Like it's all like rich people. Nobody fucking lives in Dubai. Everybody's on vacation doing shit. Like taking video. Like, of course, everybody's been fucking taking videos. 20 people charged, arrested. A British man is among 20 people who have been charged in the United Arab Emirates under cybercrime laws in connection with filming and posting material related to Iranian attacks on the country. So now we're not getting accurate information from 3 different countries. And then there's Iran, where the internet has been the internet is down. It's hard to get cell service. Like we are, like I already said it before. Like we as the public are fairly blind. I'm legally blind. POP, Pip Squad for life, holding it down. It's not a good situation. The 60-year-old man, understood to be a tourist who was visiting Dubai, was charged under a law that prohibits sharing material that could disturb public security. According to the official case summary, those accused are alleged to have used information network or information technology tool to broadcast, publish, republish, or circulate false news, rumors, or provocative propaganda that may incite public opinion or disturb public security. So I think like the main thing for like the UAE is like they want to be known as like the safe country where you can come, all the rich, the 1% can come play and vacation, and they don't have to pay taxes and blah 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 blah. So I think what they're trying to censor things because even like I said, even if the war is to end tomorrow, the trust has been eroded in the region, and a lot of people are not just gonna wake up tomorrow if the war ends and be like, all right, time to go back to the UAE, totally feel safe. They're just not going to do that. And why would they? Like at this point, like they're part of the safety was in partnership with America. Like I said, there's American bases. They were pledged to kind of protect them, and if anything were to happen, and they didn't. They left them out to dry. Israel has barred publication of content deemed a direct security threat. They've barred the publication of anything, like any content that has anything to do with any strikes. But all the sources from inside Israel that I've seen talk with like reporters say that they're getting pummeled. They just can't take any pictures of any or videos of anything. So they're barring publication of live broadcasts showing city skylines during missile attacks, images that identify locations of missile impact sites, or information on military plans and air defenses. So the Iron Dome is a bunch of bullshit, clearly, because if it was working well, the Iron Dome, which they built up like it was a fucking actual real dome, then they wouldn't mind the fucking videos getting out because then they would be like, our Iron Dome is working so well, we can't be attacked. We're Israel. We're the greatest democracy in the Middle East, even though we're committing a genocide on our own people. So the fact that they're not letting images and everything out and videos of everything, it just goes to show how poorly the fucking Iron Dome is doing. They're getting pummeled. Governments seem particularly concerned about images that disclose the location of missile and drone strikes or that show projectiles being intercepted. All right, boys and girls and others, that's all I got for you today. This is just it's so infuriating that like we can't just have the information. Like, just give us the fucking information. Like, I'm so tired of this information blackout being paired with the access to the utmost amount of information in our pockets at all times through a cell phone. You know, like, we have such a easy way to communicate with each other internationally these days that you cannot silence these things, and they're trying so poorly to do it. And it's extremely fucking frustrating because it's just like, just give me the fucking information. I want to know what the fuck is happening. Like, it's so fucking frustrating. Like, and fucking Donald Trump lies through his fucking teeth every single fucking day, and the fucking mainstream media is not doing their fucking jobs and actually scrutinizing these fucking details all the fucking time because they're pro-war, they're Islamophobic, they will rally around the fucking flag, or even if the fucking American public is not supportive of a fucking war, because they're warmongers and they don't give a fuck. Jake Tapper can go fuck himself. All right. So can Rachel Maddow. All of them. Fucking. And Nicole Wallace. Fuck you. Talking about how the fucking war in Iran is a bad idea. Bitch. Who was the spokesperson for George Bush? Oh, right. Her name was Nicole Wallace. Okay, so we are officially now 2 weeks into the war on Iran, the U.S.-Israel war on Iran, and it's a shit show. That's all I have to say. Like, it's a fucking shit show. Oil is above $100. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. Shit's going down. Planes are falling out of the fucking sky for no reason. Like, I can't even summarize the amount of chaos going on. So we just had to get into it because like, it's so much. So Trump made a truth fucking social post because that's what he always does. He can't fucking do things like in an official manner, like ever. Even declaring war or like trying to declare war, he doesn't have the power to declare war. Congress does. But announcing the country's going to war from Mar-a-Lago in a fucking like baseball hat, wasn't it? Like, a fucking curtain behind him. Going to war, you should be in the fucking situation room, bitch. Why are you at your country club? Hello? Can we can we go back to like some level of professionalism? Like, please. I understand you chose this reality TV star as a fucking president, but can we have a modicum of decorum? Please? Jesus fuck. You're making a fucking social media post about how you fucking destroyed this fucking island? What the fuck is wrong with you? Alright, so this is actually a big deal. Sorry for my tangent, getting mad at Trump. He's just such a bitch. Trump says U.S. forces destroyed military targets on Iranian island handling oil exports. This is Kharg Island, and I believe it's like over 80, a majority of their oil, Iran's oil, comes from this island. And now Trump's saying that they destroyed all the military targets. This is like a big deal because this was one of the things that like they were willing to go to bat for. Like, the president says forces obliterated military targets on Kharg Island and warned its oil infrastructure could be next, which would be a huge fucking deal. It would be like the gloves are completely off the table at that point. Like, there's no, that's like, metaphorically, economically, that's pretty much the nuclear option. Like, if you're going to obliterate the way that they're going to be making income, they have no choice but to go balls to the fucking wall. Donald Trump said Friday that U.S. forces have obliterated military targets on Iran's Kharg Island and warned that the oil infrastructure there could be next. For reasons of decency, he bombed this island. Does that make sense? Can we, like, do words not have meaning anymore? Ever? I've chosen, for reasons of decency, I've chosen not to wipe out the oil infrastructure on that island. However, mind you, we're now 2 weeks into his carpet bombing campaign on this country, in tandem with another country that's also carpet bombing said country. However, should Iran or anyone else do anything to interfere with the free and safe passage of ships through the Strait of Hormuz, I will immediately reconsider this decision. He keeps on saying that as if they have not been doing that the whole time. He's like, he keeps on acting as though they're like just threatening that they'll do that. They've done that. The Strait of Hormuz has been closed. It's been closed. If you try and go through it, you will most likely get shot, like blown up. We've seen it happen to multiple different countries now, except Iranian ships are getting through just fine because they're not going to shoot down their own ships, and they've been able to sell all of their oil to China this entire fucking time. And now Donald Trump lifted the sanctions that are on Russia, so now Russia's making a ton of fucking money off of this war because now they're allowed to sell their oil with no fucking what's it called? With no fucking conditions on their trade. So like the way in which the war in Ukraine was being held off was because of the sanctions on Russia, which was hurting them economically, and the fact that there were weapons and money being sent to Ukraine from allies like the US and NATO or whatever. Which I think this is a lost cause. I feel like they should just drop the fucking borders where they are. Just like drop it. Like we're 4 years into the at standstill. Just drop the borders where they are. Everybody needs to fucking put put their fucking egos aside and just fucking like people are dying. Anyways, besides the point. But now, if you are somebody who's very into defending Ukraine, and if that's what you want to do, if that's an intervention stance that you have, you are completely ruining all the progress that you actually have made. And now Russia is set to make like $5 billion a month. Jesus fuck. The small island in the Persian Gulf is the primary terminal through which Iran's oil exports pass. Until Friday, the island had been spared during U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran. Experts told The Guardian earlier this week that military actions against Kharg Island are likely to increase oil prices, already surging since the war began on the 28th of February. But that doesn't matter, because when oil prices go up, we make money. That's what Trump said. Do you sell oil out of your home? What are we doing? Are you a oil baron? No. What the fuck? We don't make money. CEOs make money. The fucking oil companies make money. We may see the $120 a barrel price we saw on Monday heading to the $150 price if Kharg were attacked. Now it's been attacked. Said Neil Quilliam of the Chatham House think tank. It's too vital for the global energy markets. Trump said, hold my beer. I'll attack it. Oh, we shouldn't attack it? Let's. What? All right, so Kyle Clancy is he's reacting to this news. He said, Trump bombing Kharg Island is a red line, according to Iran. This is the most severe escalation yet that the U.S. just unleashed. Expect Iran to obliterate every U.S. business in the region at the very least and potentially go after Gulf oil infrastructure and desalination plants, which would not be fucking good. Pretty much that entire region relies on desalinization plants to drink, to have water, like to survive. They need these desalinization plants. They cannot survive without them. That would be like, I don't want to keep on saying the nuclear option when there actually is a nuclear option on the fucking table here that we need to worry about. small percentage chance. There is a small percent of me that thinks that that's a possibility, but I can't rule it out ever either, especially with these fucking bloodthirsty genocidal maniacs, Benjamin Netanyahu and Trump, who is a fucking massive war hawk who enjoys to see murder and death on TV as long as it's through a TV screen. So 90% of Iran's oil goes through Kharg Island. Trump did the functional equivalent of nuking their entire economy. So he did not actually, they said they did not, I don't know. Trump says that they did not target the oil infrastructure yet, but it could be next. So it's regardless of whether or not they actually hit the oil infrastructure, hitting this tiny little island where most of their oil infrastructure is, and like it's a very big escalation. You don't want to be. They've already hit banks in which the IRGC had assets in Iran, so that's on the table now. Banks in the region can be hit and have been hit. Like it seems like every day or two, America or Israel escalates this in a way that is only going to hurt them in the long run. Like you're only and it seems intentional, honestly, at this point, because it feels like they're goading Iran into doing these things so they can be like, look what they did, don't pay attention to the fact that we did it first, but look what they did. That seems like what they, I mean, that's their MO. The American military, that's what they always have done. But at this point in time, when we have so much access to information and everybody's caught on to the fucking lies at this point, like it's just not gonna fucking work. Like at this point, like I don't fucking blame Iran for defending themselves. I am an anti-war as it gets, but I am pro-defense of yourself, and they are only defending themselves at this point. Okay, so this was earlier today. The Pentagon is moving additional Marines and warships to the Middle East. This is not a good sign. It is when they moved a ton of warships and a bunch of military presence to Venezuela. It was a precursor to the fact that they basically did a ground invasion of Venezuela, bombed Caracas, abducted a sovereign nation's leader, and took him and put him in handcuffs and put him in jail. Still sitting in jail, by the way. When they beefed up military presence by Iran in the region, that was a precursor to them bombing the fuck out of Iran for the past 2 weeks. Now they're building up their presence in the region even more. When they've been threatening ground invasion and they've been threatening a bigger consequences this entire fucking time. So it feels like they're getting ready to have some amount of boots on the ground, and who fucking knows? They could already fucking have boots on the ground. Whether it's like 2 boots, 3 boots, or 30 boots, like we don't fucking know. But this is not a good fucking sign. This is probably if we're looking at past actions, looking at a pattern in their history, this is an escalation, just like this is a surefire way to to know what they're going to do next. They're going to escalate the war in some capacity, whether it be boots on the ground or something. He's fuck. The Pentagon is moving additional Marines and warships to the Middle East as Iran steps up its attacks on the Strait of Hormuz, according to 3 U.S. officials. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has approved a request from U.S. Central Command, responsible for American forces in the Middle East, for an element of amphibious ready group and attached Marine expeditionary unit, typically consisting of several warships and 5,000 Marines and sailors. Jesus fuck. This is not oh my god, we're heading to World War III at this point. Like, we already have Russia and China helping Iran with intelligence targets. The entire region has been struck or is currently striking targets. Like, there's no end in sight. And it's been escalating every single fucking day. It's gotten worse and worse and worse. And they keep on making these ominous fucking threats. And there's not even a clear fucking goal. We don't even know what the fuck this is for. We understand, like, we all know ostensibly this is because Benjamin Netanyahu wanted to fucking bomb Iran. He wanted to get the fucking rid of the regime. He wants Iran to be a failed state. He wants to create a greater Israel. But why the fuck is fucking America hand in hand with this genocidal maniac doing this fucking war for what? What is the reason? What is America's goal here aside from making Benjamin Netanyahu's wet dream of 40 years come true? What is the goal? The move comes as Iran's attacks on the strait have paralyzed traffic through the strategic waterway, disrupting the global economy, driving up gas prices, and posing a major military and political challenge for President Trump. A Pentagon spokesperson declined to comment. Of course they did. Like, this is so fucking stupid. Like, I'm so fucking tired of this bullshit. Like, so also, Trump says his war aims might be different from Netanyahu's. You think? What is your war aim? You don't have a war aim here. What was your war aim? You just wanted a show. You wanted to be able to go in and get it in and out, and everybody told you that's not going to happen. And you're like, well, you told me the same thing with Venezuela, and that worked out for me, but that was a completely different fucking situation. Like, I don't understand this motherfucker. President Trump told reporters Friday that his objectives for ending the war might be a little different from those of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Trump declined to say how long he thought the war would last. I can't tell you that. I mean, I have my own idea, but what good does it do? Absolutely nothing. Your thoughts do us absolutely no good ever. Never have. But what good does it do? It'll be as long as it's necessary. They've been decimated. Motherfucker, you said they were decimated yesterday. So what? Like, I don't. He makes me like. So a leak exposes shock Trump blunder on worst case war scenario. Officials say they're dumbfounded by the lack of foresight that has now plunged the world into crisis. The Trump administration had no plan for what to do if Iran closed off the Strait of Hormuz in retaliation for the U.S. bombing the country, according to a report. Mind you, I can pull up tweets from Ayatollah Khamenei, the first one, the one that's now dead. He was tweeting about how they'll close the Strait of Hormuz if you start war with us before he died. So I don't, you really, they told you what would happen if you did this. Not only did your intelligence tell you what would probably happen, but from the horse's mouth himself. Like, what? This was so stupid. You didn't think this would at all? You didn't think they were going to stop? Okay. The Pentagon and the National Security Council had completely underestimated how willing Iran would be to shut off the vital shipping lane between Iran and Oman, through which around 1/5 of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas passes, multiple sources told CNN. Closure of the Strait of Hormuz has sparked a worldwide oil crisis, with prices rising over $100 a barrel for the first time in 4 years, since the beginning of the war in Ukraine. Multiple sources familiar with the war operation said they're in shock that Trump's national security team failed to plan for what was considered the worst case scenario after starting a war with Iran. I think they were betting on the fact that, like, oh, they're not going to close the Strait of Hormuz because they need to pass ships through the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, exactly. They're the ones firing. They know which ships are theirs, dipshit. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, hello? Look at that dipshit keg breath. And the fucking Steve Witkoff and the fucking back, all these fucking crony bitch asses, fucking stupid motherfuckers. Did you see that picture of them all wearing this fucking same fucking shoes too? Oh my god. Like they're in the 8th fucking grade. Top Trump officials admitted to lawmakers during classified briefings that they had not planned for the possibility of Iran closing the passage. Multiple Democrats emerged from those meetings expressing shock and outrage at the lack of planning and justification for launching the war. Yeah, that cool. Like, yeah, the process wasn't right, and there's not a good enough reason. Blah blah blah. Foregoing the fact that it's an illegal and offensive war, you have no right to do it. You're doing it for your allegiance to Israel. Like all these Democrats acting stupid. Like they're like, we don't have good justification. It's like what they're doing. I'm not even going to say it's like what they're doing. What they are doing is going out on TV and basically telling Trump to get a better plan, or telling the Trump administration that they need better justification, because they will support it as long as they get a good justification, which will most likely be a fucking lie, because it's always been a fucking lie. The WDMD lie goes back to when I was 3 years old. Like, I don't... Oh my god. The administration did not expect Iran to close the Strait of Hormuz because it believed doing so would hurt Iran more than the U.S. Mary, like, what? Hello? Arthur Brenda, like, what is going on? Like, hello? What? They can close it. If they close it, they're the ones in like... If you close the gate to something, you are the one who gets to open it. Like, you can let your own boats through. That is just the most idiotic thing I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. These are the things that you know, in times of war, you need to be trying to predict what they are going to do 60 steps ahead, even though that's obviously not possible. But like, you need to be trying to figure out what they're going to do, what they will do, what their possible reaction will be. These are all things you need to think about heavily before starting an illegal and offensive war, especially. Officials argued that the view was justified because Iran did not close the passage when the U.S. targeted Iran's nuclear facilities with airstrikes in June 2025. Yes. Yeah, because they learned last time. If they achieve a ceasefire with you or negotiate with you, you're just going to come back 6 months later and fucking bomb them till they're decimated. Take out their leaders and try and do a regime change. Try and get an American puppet so you can go in and control all of their natural resources and fucking rape and pillage the fucking country like you do all the fucking time. Like you already did to Iran. I'm gonna have an aneurysm by the end of this term. Okay. Like you already did to Iran in the 50s, leading to the Islamic Revolution, which led to the IRGC being in power, which led to the Ayatollah being in power, which led to the secular, non-secular, repressive nature of the society, which is nowhere near as repressive as the liberal media will have you believe. And it's not. The majority of college graduates in Iran are women. They are extremely educated. It's a country of 90 million people. It is not... They're not monolithic, and they are not all supporters of the regime. And that doesn't mean they're supporters of America, though. And they're like, but it's just, it's not as, I just hate how the media will try to paint an entire region of the world as it's though it's completely homogenous and just all the same, and it's just Islamophobia. It's so much just rank Islamophobia. It's disgusting. The American urge to be Islamophobic is just like built in. It's bleh. I hate it so fucking much. Like just the and there's so much support for as soon as brown people start getting bombed, everybody just hops on board. Like it doesn't make sense. What? Oh, so Trump has twisted midnight meltdown as more U.S. troops die. Yes, he went on a Twitter a true social rampage on fucking calling them fucking leaders of Iran dirty scumbags or total scumbags or something like that. Meanwhile, the announcement of the fucking U.S. troops being killed in Iraq, not killed, but they fell out of the sky. I don't know. I feel like they're lying about it. Like last night I read about the plane that crashed, and at that point they did not even know that there were any casualties. And it didn't make sense to me. I was like it just fell out of the sky. There was no friendly fire, no hostile fire. Like what did we do? It just crashed. Okay. Are you sure? Did it crash because of it wasn't hit by hostile fire. It just happened to make contact with a missile that led to it blowing up and crashing. But it wasn't hostile fire. It just collided with a missile that was just happened to be in the air. Is that what we're doing? Like, is that the story we're going with? Like, I don't know. I mean, the plane that they're on is like 50 or 60 years old. So 60 or 70 years old. So yeah, it might have been like just faulty equipment, but like planes don't just fall out of the fucking sky. Like I don't know. I don't know. You can't believe anything they're fucking saying. They're trying to lie about fucking everything. They're trying to minimize everything. Like every single time that we hear about some casualties or injuries, and then it ends up being more than they said it was. Like Trump has twisted midnight meltdown. Blah blah blah. Michael, why are we still? Michael Wolff is a piece of shit. But that's story for another day. President Donald Trump made a bloodthirsty late-night social media post boasting that it is his great honor to be... Jesus fucking Christ. My God, that's a crazy sentence. It is his great honor to be killing Iranians as a part of his war. Shortly before, more U.S. troops were confirmed to have died in the conflict. Trump shared the post just hours before it was confirmed that all 6 crew members of a KC-135 military refueling plane that crashed in western Iraq on Thursday have died. The incident is under investigation, but it is not believed to have been a result of hostile fire or friendly fire in the ongoing war in the Middle East. What? Okay. Okay. We are totally destroying the terrorist regime of Iran militarily, economically, and otherwise. Yet, if you read the failing New York Times, you would incorrectly think that we are not winning. Iran's navy is gone. Their air force is no longer. Missiles, drones, and everything else are being decimated. Girl, can you choose a believable lie? Like, my God, we have unparalleled firepower, unlimited ammunition, not true, and plenty of time. Watch what happens to these deranged. My God, watch what happens to these deranged scumbags today. I'll be waiting to watch what happens to you, bitch, because you were the only deranged scumbag in this situation. Bitch, fuck you. They've been killing innocent people. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're responsible for the death of like 1,300 Iranians and over like. And you're. What? Who have they been killing? Who have they been killing? Who have they been killing? What war did Iran start? What war did Iran start? Like I would like what world leader did they assassinate and his entire family? Did the Ayatollah kidnap a sovereign nation's leader? What? Like what are we what? Now I, as the 47th President of the United States of America, am killing them. They've been killing innocent people all over the world for 47 years, and now I, as the 47th That's not funny, but like it's unhinged. They've been killing innocent people all over the world for 47 years, and now I, as the 47th President of the United States, am killing them. The the hubris of like you are America and the CIA in partnership with England are responsible for the IRGC. If it were not for the assassination of Mohammed Mossadegh, then it would not be a Iranian revolution to overthrow the Shah. And it wouldn't have been a Shah, the repressive Shah that was needed to be overthrown. There wouldn't have been they wouldn't have set the soil for a more repressive Islamic regime to come in and take over. Like you could have just allowed them to have their democratically led country with a democratically chosen leader to just exist. But no, you had to intervene. You had to put in your own fucking puppet. They could not even dare to even think about nationalizing their oil industries, because how dare they? How dare you even think about coming for our profit margins? How dare you think that the oil that is below the earth that you were born on, you walk on every single day, you are native to, how dare you believe that you deserve to profit off of that oil? What a great honor it is to do. Oh my God. So 47 years, they've been killing the people all over the world. They just haven't, just patently untrue. And that actually, oh my God, like, for the past 47 years, especially, the United States of America has been killing people all around the world to an extreme amount. It is a disgusting amount. Millions of people have died. To even what it's so infuriating to like, my God. Trump 79 made the Truth Social post at 12:33 a.m. on Friday morning. Literally up in the middle of the fucking night making Truth Social posts about saying it's an honor to kill people. what? Like, what are we doing? This sack of shit. He apparently he appeared to be triggered by media reporting on the rising costs of the conflict, as well as the ongoing deflection over America's involvement in the strike on Shajara Tayyibi Girls Elementary School in Manab on day one of the conflict. The strike using a Tomahawk missile killed at least 175 people, mainly children. Little girls between the ages of 7 and 12, mainly. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. And this motherfucker has the nerve to actually try and blame this on Iran, when there's video of a Tomahawk missile striking this elementary school. This motherfucker, he is a soulless husk of a human being. He's a gelatinous blob with eyes and a toupee. Like, there's no there's no screw. Jeffrey Epstein said this man doesn't have any scruples. Jeffrey Epstein, the international sex trafficking pedophile, Jewish supremacist, who is likely one of the worst people to have ever walked the planet, said that Donald Trump is a man without scruples. That should send a shiver down your fucking spine, because even one of the worst people who've ever walked the earth knew that this man is even worse. Fuck Donald Trump. Go to fucking hell. Drop dead, you fat sack of shit.